button has been pressed and we are live.
Let's get Bob banned again.
No! Fuck you.
But it wouldn't be Bob, it would be
Oh, yeah, I'm not allowed to get
Alterra.
World of Alterra banned. I don't want to get World of Alterra banned. I only want to get Bob's channel banned.
Why mine? This is...
There's video evidence on yours, I think, unless it's been deleted by now, of us and Lost Ark, and that was a conversation.
Why are you trying to get me banned in particular?
Funny.
No, it's not. I'll get you banned instead.
No, you won't.
No, I won't, because I'm not an ass.
Exactly. You figured it out.
Yeah, even though we're live, it's not actually showing on following as live yet.
Yeah, it usually
takes a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it live on my one.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, people can just catch up as they join. Welcome back to the World of Alterra, episode 15. It's alive. Well, hopefully it's alive. We'll have to see if you guys successfully do the magical arcane ritual to bring it alive. But before we get to that, we'll do a quick name check, as I believe James has just joined us, and then we'll do a little recap, and we'll get straight into the session. Wolfie, why don't you start off?
1 second. I'm doing my... Okay, my Twitch is live. How are we going? Hi, I'm Wolfie Bane. I am playing Alvina Alenor, everyone's favourite person almost... What did she do last week? Like, nearly half suplexed an Oni?
Yes.
Yep, that sounds about right.
She gives great hugs. Alvina gives great hugs.
Great hugs.
Yeah.
Still amazed that you guys made that. That was a difficult diplomatic encounter with a 50% chance of going into combat.
Belligerence wins the day.
Which is saying something for this group. Zormir.
Hi, I'm Bob, and I'm playing Dr. Zormir.
Zormir, you want to say hi?
Oh, his Roll20's just actually gone weird.
Oh, maybe he doesn't. Oh, are we streaming?
Yeah.
Are we still streaming?
Well, we'll come back to.
We're live on my end, so there's at least video evidence of it.
Yep.
There's video evidence of Bob's.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
What? Did my thing not come through?
Yeah.
You didn't speak.
I did.
Yeah, we didn't hear you at all.
Okay.
I'm assuming, Bob, if you look at your Roll20, it's currently got a big exclamation mark over the middle of your name.
No.
Is it?
On my end, it does.
No,
It doesn't on mine.
anymore.
Oh,
Either way,
console.
welcome back. Well, why don't you give us a quick introduction?
Okay. That apparently my mixer is just cutting me out when I press the effects. That's what's happening.
The mixer told you no.
So there is not going to be a demon because I can't do the mixer thing.
We've defeated the demon.
Hey.
We're getting ready for that.
No, the demon works.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, it's everything else, apparently.
But I'm Bob playing Dr. Zormir, the
No, Dr.
Artificer.
Zormir playing Bob.
Playing Bob, playing Dr. Zormir, playing D, playing them, playing D, playing
Playing
Goo.
Manuel.
Mechanical cow.
Mechanical cow. Fuck you.
Hi there, I'm Fuck You playing Ben. I'm a... Yeah. Wonder how long it takes someone to catch on.
I was drinking at the time. I didn't
Yeah, so I'm a arsonist goblin who's effectively immortal and has been sneaking around this cave for the last week.
That they have. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check while Lou Grimm gives their introduction.
Investigation.
Please, natural.
Hi, I'm Neil, playing Lou Grimm, Tiefluke Warlock, turning sorcerer,
Luke.
who doesn't like people giving them hugs when they invade their personal space.
Are you okay with
Zap,
Alvina
zap.
giving you hugs?
Well,
Oh, yes.
Cool.
you
Random
might,
That's all it's
floating
you
stone giants
you still
Oh,
might
you
get
know,
zapped.
he tried to stab
for
you, didn't
no apparent reason. And
You got abducted by an Oni in the worst hostage situation I've ever seen in a game. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's
well,
a 17 for my
Professor.
investigation.
Sorry, I thought I had more time. Usually it's Kaylee and the point before me. Hi, I'm James. I use they, them pronoun. My character, the Professor, uses any and all pronouns because they're a robot and they're currently hovering slightly and can also see invisible shit that might happen in this cave. And they're very much against the whole resurrection of the Oni thing in case it, goes on a rampage and kills
Resurrection
everyone.
of the stone giant.
Rescue of the Oni.
Also, Kaylee's not in Roll20, that's why.
Yeah.
I
pointed out to them.
Also, for some reason,
also-
the point is behind you for once.
Yep.
The giant kin.
Thank you very much. The point.
There we go.
Hello, I am the point, and I am Alistair, and I am playing the point. An Artificer, Bard, multi-class, who is also quite dubious about this whole stone giant thing, but he's seeing where it goes for now.
Getting so into character that you've become the character.
Yep.
Assassin.
I do it all the time.
I'm playing
Life
Assassin.
imitating art.
My real name has been lost to time. I am playing a small, horrible little squid boy, who used to be a kobold, and is now something a little bit different. Loves oranges. Is here.
And now
to
now they're going to describe the character.
oh yeah, this is true. And also, the player has a vendetta against the fact there are no dogs in this world, and will eventually resolve this. And I will find a way to crowbar this into Assassin's character.
Well, Assassin is of this world. Assassin doesn't actually know what dogs are.
You can see there might be a tattoo of a wolf on Alvina, and she can describe.
No, we've figured this one out. Dogs are now mythical creatures that are apparent in fantasy, but are not considered to be real creatures inside the fantasy world of the Shattered Sphere.
So next
this
when-
world is this world's unicorn is a dog.
Yeah, and essentially one of the
right.
players who are from the other universe go, oh yeah, we have dogs, those are real. Assassin's gonna lose their goddamn mind.
Assassin breaks out of the alt sphere into the other world.
Yeah, I fully
It's
expect.
a whole damn party.
Through sheer force of will.
Either Alvina or fuck you is going to see something and go, puppy!
Yeah.
I fully expect someone to just go, oh yes, there's a magical creature that can interbreed with different other creatures. You're talking about a human. They're the only creatures that can interbreed with other species outside of their own. What are you talking about? Yeah, it has big teeth. That's a bear. All bears exist. Oh yeah, well, fuck off.
See, I've seen.
And also dragons. Dragons can interbreed
Also
with
dragons.
anything.
Also,
Yeah.
if you've played Adventure Quest, elves and dwarves can interbreed because it turns into a dwelf, which is very funny to look at.
And in
Full
Alterra,
bearded
we don't
elf.
want to think
Ooh.
about it. So don't
Yeah.
ask.
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
What happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom.
And our horse,
Yeah.
our horse
Long
person isn't
rests.
here this time.
Gosh.
Yes.
Guys,
We also
Gwen's
have
no
a
longer
point.
with us today. Just for today. Not like general.
Yeah,
No
no
longer
longer
with us
with us.
today.
Excuse me.
Jesus Christ.
What?
They've been-
I'm sorry to tell you this, Kaylee.
There were creative differences.
Sorry, this is what you found out. Creative differences, we ate him.
So Gwent is going to be taking a moment to compose themselves as to what happened last week, while also questioning whether or not they want to keep journeying with this party that seems to keep getting into danger somehow.
The archetypical coward keeps running with the most dangerous people that we can find. Yeah.
It is a tentative relationship. And I am Chris McKenzie. I will be your DM for today. To finish up some bookkeeping, Fook, you get to roll 3 times on one of the salvage tables for last week.
Ooh.
While you were raiding the back junk kind of collections of the Oni.
Going
Where,
into crates and shits.
Would it be
I should
primordial?
take more days off.
It would most likely be primordial, but I'm going to give you the choice, as this will just be kind of scrap and salvage that they've just either taken from above or in their travels. They also have some arcane stuff. However, unfortunately, I've not finished the celestial and arcane and neutral salvage tables, so I've only got primordial and psionic. Which of the 2 tables would you like to roll on?
Let's do 2 primordial, 1 psionic.
Get us more dragon eggs.
Don't.
You have correctly guessed that you get 3 rolls with that 17. Go ahead and roll me your 3d20.
Well, you already said 3, so.
Yeah, you said 3.
You did say 3.
You did,
but-
Chris.
He's also really good at
Don't worry,
predicting it.
Lloyd.
But
Right,
Ooh,
so
33.
that is a.
12, 19, and
12,
12.
19,
I'm going to need those separated.
12,
So let's
19, 12.
no, 12 and
Yeah.
should we do these 2 primordial then once that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
so
did
12 and 19 on the
either table.
primordial, and then 12 on the psionic.
Very cool.
Actually, it's probably pretty good.
All right. Ooh, you're gonna like 12 on the primordial. The party is already aware of this item, as you
Oh.
find, having seen it in action from
More oozes.
More spears.
no, having seen Alvina use one. It is a extra arc light feather.
Yes!
Ooh.
You also have the teleport feathers.
Oh, is that what they are? I thought
Yep,
they
the
were
arc light
like,
feathers
red
are
lightning.
on D&D Beyond, as with all the items you have
Oh.
discovered their purposes and
Nice.
kind of what they do.
I'm
It
not on
is
that
a feather that uses a reaction to in the presence of a attack roll, so similar to the conditions of the shield spell, that allows you to immediately teleport 30 feet in any direction, avoiding the attack. Remember, this is only on an attack roll. It does not proc to
Area of effect.
area of effect spells.
It's
Nice.
how Alvina got on top of the giant worm.
Ah.
It's really cool. I like them a lot.
That's a 6th level Fey Warlock's ability right there.
Mhm.
Misty
So
Escape.
here, it's only an uncommon item.
So
I know.
fuck you,
There's
so-
also the item is also used up when you use it as a consumable feather.
Okay.
That balances.
But anyway, for the 19 on the primordial table. Ooh.
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 Hidden deep
wonder if I have
within
this.
the rubble and salvage at the back of the Oni's cavern, which, okay, let me switch back to the Oni screen.
Pony
Yeah.
screen.
Cavern.
As I don't actually, well, I showed it off the week you were here at the end of the session, but this is the
Mhm.
Oni's cavern. You have been exploring the back north kind of edges here, going through any of the kind of crates or just rubble and just areas. What also appears to be their sleeping areas. They've got a bunch of cloth just kind of over
Is there a teddy
stacked up hay. If you'd like there to be, yeah.
Yes.
But as you are going through it, you eventually discover at the back of the far left, behind a this rock-like construct, that you realize is actually a fake rock that just with your natural ability to suss out valuables, particularly the slight smell of what can only be described as cinders, this kind of ashy, fiery-like smell. You discover a panel in the rock that, as you pry it open, you can feel a small amount of heat kind of radiating out from it and a soft orange glow.
Oh no.
I don't know what this is, but I'm already
Nope,
down.
Nope.
Oh no.
More fire.
You can't look at it either.
Yeah, try and stop.
Inside, as you peek in, you kind of your eyes having to adjust to the light, and you get another waft of this ashy smell coming out. You see what can only be described as this thick glass orb swirling with an inferno of fire inside the center.
Oh God.
Yes.
Why do you think
This
I
is-
said
this-
oh no?
This is the pyromaniac who's found this, right?
That is
One of
correct.
them.
One of them, yeah.
Great. Well, at least we can use it against the what's his the Oni King. Just chucking. Let's just
mean-
chuck
Oh,
a goblin at it.
As you
Am I gonna-
stare at it, a eye, like the eye of Sauron
I
itself,
say we have the power.
stares at you.
Oh, fucking hell.
And
Jesus.
you feel deep in your body as you have already failed an Imic save.
Yeah.
Yay.
A connection. A
The
familiarity.
Dad?
next level is in Warlock.
How many mixed things are we gonna find?
Okay, but this is a very rare item.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are doing a pretty well job so far.
Are we building
Nice.
our very own mimics?
We'll make our own
Build an
Fire
epic-
Lord. We're building Ragnaros, everybody.
New party pet.
Instead of build a Beruga, build an Mx.
But go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw as you immediately
dear.
feel the desire to unleash the fire within.
This is during the fight that's happening.
Ah!
You rolled a 6.
Now, to be fair,
Damn.
because of how deadly this weapon is, you had to roll a 1 to
Oh,
immediately go and just activate it.
Okay.
So you do not just immediately utilize whatever the hell this is.
I literally put down like, okay, what stuff have we found? And I put in like Imix Orb, and then when you said that, how deadly it is, I put of Doom. And the last section.
Yes, we're going to call this the Imix Orb of Doom for now, until you discover its actual name. And you get the sense that, kind of like the other orbs that you've discovered, it seems that the primordial monarchy seems to just encase energy or some sort of volatile kind of tempest energy within orbs to effectively use to then smash and release the energy.
Cool.
But yes, you have an Imix Orb of Doom. You're pretty sure that if you break the glass by throwing it, or while it looks decently thick, that it won't break on like a drop or anything. It's not so thick that it couldn't be smashed open easily with at least an attempt.
Cool. That's going straight into the bag of holding.
Yep.
Oh, of course it is.
The party will never know that they walk around with
A bomb.
Anyway,
What'd you
I
find?
believe it was a
Oh, just some stuff. A ball. A glass ball. Oh, I
I
don't
put
like
it in the
that.
box.
Little glass ball. Okay.
You don't have the
I-
box.
I put it in a box.
He does have them. Actually, no, he doesn't have the
No,
box anymore. I
Alvina
have.
was
How big I
carrying
have.
the
I'll put it
box.
in
A box.
on top.
Not the box, a box.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have a-
A box. Oh, okay.
and for your other one, as you continue exploring around, I'm just going to assume that you find the last one and the first one first, and then you just stare at the orb for all of that section. And you're just goleming it just in the background, just like, oh,
Yeah.
orb.
My precious.
You find what appears to be a large bottle of some sort of foam, this kind of whisked whiteness, almost like you've just taken soap suds and just scooped them up into a bottle and put a cork in. Similar to the other items that you aren't aware of, you can experiment with these however you like. You can attempt to drink it, throw it, smash it, or wait until you find someone who might know what to do, because you guys have no idea. And I want to see how you experiment and if you accidentally set a bomb off in your face or drink a bomb.
Coming soon from Hasbro, the sequel to Bop It. Drink it, throw it, smash it.
I'm going to be honest. I have in one campaign before I drank a water elemental once.
Drink it.
That was
That
an
was
interesting
good.
session.
Drink it.
Oh.
This is the 18 plus version of the Bop It game. It's drink it.
And
Throw it.
you
You explode.
you essentially finished off last session with a short rest, didn't you?
Yes, we are currently during the short rest. The party having, let's do a quick recap, managing to somehow negotiate with Akuma and Izami to stop any hostilities and also to continue with what appears to be animation of the stone giant golem in an attempt to, it seems, rescue their younger sister, Izzy, I believe.
Yep.
And potentially there seems to be some thoughts of Renacide going on. Regicide.
Regicide.
Renacide. We're gonna kill Rene.
Regis.
I'm gonna kill Reggie.
We're going to kill Ren and then Stimpy.
We have also discovered that there seems to be some form of arcanite, or origin-sourced sarcophagus arc table that seems to process materials into magic items, similar to what an artificer's lab can do, but a little bit more
forge.
high-tech and a little bit more distinguishable. Not distinguishable. Harder to determine all of its full capabilities given the complexity of the language that seems to be written on. And unfortunately, as an arcane language, it is not readable by magic.
It's a cauldron from Horizon.
It's a Minecraft crafting table.
It's a Minecraft crafting table with a more sci-fi appearance.
Also, you might want to shrink me down again because I'm not.
Oh yeah, if you had a short rest, you won't be huge anymore.
It's only a minute.
Yeah.
Is it a minute? I thought it was longer than that, actually.
No, it's only a minute.
I sent you guys the link, and as you should be able to find everything in the campaign for those who do have items that are new. The D&D Beyond should be pretty much updated with everything you've discovered, the purpose and kind of descriptions and items effects of. Anything you've discovered but don't know what it does yet will not be on D&D Beyond just yet, and I'll update it once you figure out what it does do.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys are currently going through a short rest while you prepare for this ritual. You have your red Arcanite ink that you are Zormir kind of leading the way, as you do have some knowledge in golem craft. It won't be kind of as expansive as maybe somebody who does specialize in golem, just because while you are an artificer, you have your own specialization, which I'm going to assume is on a mechanical suit and ship, given that it's what you have.
I've got a way to describe what I'm doing, because I've got something I want to play out. And
okay, that's fair.
For character, considering I'm the armorist.
I'm assuming I can't see invisibility anymore, right? That's an hour.
By the end of the long rest, we won't be able to see invisibility.
Okay.
The short rest round, yeah.
Cool.
And someone want to wrangle the two.
We're going to do a little bit of like kind of what you guys are doing during the short rest in terms of like, talking and everything, and while you're preparing the ritual. But then the ritual itself will happen right after a short rest. Also, Susie and Gregor have gotten loose and are crawling along the walls of this cabin.
Someone want to wrangle them.
If someone like,
I'll try it. I'll try it for sure, since I can fly.
Yes, I'll go around everyone as to what they are actually doing. Akuma has what appears to be spiked orb of gold arcanite that they're actually using to enact the ritual at the end to kind of animate and bring to life the golem. But first, Zormir, why don't you describe to us what you're kind of setting up, and as you are leading effectively this ritual, why don't you give us a little bit of flavor?
Well, I know a little bit of it because I needed to do a bit when making my armor. It's got a few bits of mixes of arcanites into it to actually provide me with few benefits. And Alvina, I may need a bit of a hand here.
Okay.
And as Zormir taps a few bits on his Artificer's gem that's in the middle, it's basically a combination of the Arcanites and sort of his craft to make a sort of gemstone sort of thing. He taps it. Artificer protocol Vorpal, deactivate, please. And as he deactivates it, you see that his right leg and his left arm are missing. As you can see, I know some of the inscriptions to create a bit of more control and extra features through my armorist developments. I have more of a reason to hunt Junior than most people would have known. He kind of did this to me. Reactivate Vorpal program, and both the leg and the arm reform. So, I can teach you some of the inscriptions you need to be able to control and animate the stone giant there with what you have. I don't know how much control you'll have, but I have some idea.
I see. Yes. You do seem to know what you're... Well, it may be hard to believe that such cattle, and I mean that as annoyed, not whatever you actually are, To clarify to anyone watching.
Just because he is cow doesn't mean this is supposed because he is cow.
You
I
seem
don't
to
mean to be
have a
racist,
sentience
but-
and knowledge beyond what I'd expect.
It's more, I'm being racist, but not in that way.
Yeah, I'm being racist in a different way, not in the way you're thinking right now.
Wow. Whew.
So there's some adding to the backstory of why I'm after Junior as well.
Out of curiosity, which arm, which leg is it?
It was the
Right
right
arm.
leg and the left arm. The shield
thought it
arm,
was.
the shield arm and the leg. Basically, that's why I called you over to help support me.
Yeah. I literally would have like held you up. I literally like grabbed your head probably and just held you up.
If I may, I don't want to butt in, but from where they're sort of trying to move around and sort of fly and wrangle one of the Hydra,
Mhm.
the professor would sort of turn and would almost be quite taken aback by that. And if someone could sort of stumble on nothingnness in midair, that's what it would look like. It would just be sort of like a, oh, kind of thing.
Like you
Like
drop
a-
like
oh.
a foot or so.
Yeah.
I get you,
the higher perceptive, so Gwent, ironically. And I think
I'm pretty. I've got +6, so I'm still pretty.
I'll be
oh,
perceptive.
okay. I'd say you don't usually play wise characters, so I never really considered it. I'm sorry.
I am an expert in perception, and that's it. I have zero wisdom.
That's- Okay, that explains it. But yeah, you would notice the professor sort of like almost lose about a foot in altitude, and then just kind of compose themselves and go back to trying to wrangle the Hydra. At Zormir releasing the sort of armor attachment thing.
Zormir, as you are going about and getting kind of helped, Akuma kind of lifting you up to the actual platform to start working on the effectively kind of tattoo-like incantations you have to put on the body itself. You find Akuma kind of hovering over your shoulder, which is a little bit disconcerting given that his face is like twice the size of yours. Just kind of hovering over your shoulder, watching very intently everything you're doing. You can see he's trying to follow what it is you're actually doing. There's kind of occasional moments of recognition in his eyes whenever you glance back, but for the most part, he doesn't fully understand what it is you're doing, which, if they had been allowed to continue with this, most likely what they would have happened is that they would have just animated kind of a rogue, uncontrollable golem. And it doesn't seem to have occurred to him that that is what would have happened without this. It was a good thing you've come along and kind of stopped them from just making a rogue, frenzied golem.
Oh, you're not at all one of the most dangerous creatures you can find in D&D.
But yes, you can spend the short hour kind of just inscribing the incantations, preparing the area for the arcane ritual. Is there anything else, Zormir, you'd like to do during your short rest? And then I'll go around and see what everyone else is doing.
Mostly I'd just be, because I'm a very perfectionist when it comes to my my craft, for especially artificery, I will be explaining in detail that even though if he doesn't seem like he's understanding excruciating detail of how you do it.
Okay, fair enough. He listens, takes it all. All right, let's go around the room. What is Alvina doing, Wolfie?
Alvina will probably be mostly. She'll be talking to Inzami, and like during the conversation, like without skipping a beat, she'll be like jumping up, like doing full sprint, run, bounce, jump up, and just jump onto Susie's back and just lead her down off of the wall. While mid conversation, still just very casual about the whole thing.
Very impressive, very impressive. Fukiyu, having hopefully kind of snapped out of your staring into this fire orb, what are you up to?
So, would I have found any food whilst scouting around?
This is where you get into do monsters eat? They do technically. They may not
they have
necessarily
stomachs,
need
right?
the food to survive, but they do need it to replenish other parts of their bodies. While they grow based on Noid souls, they still require normal substance to kind of maintain muscle mass and such.
They must lift.
They need the protein, bro.
Need them
they need
gains.
protein. Yeah.
So yes, you find a series of kind of mushrooms, this kind of strange, stringy, almost jerky-like meat, as well as maybe some kind of apples or other forms of fruit that have been grown somewhere else.
Cool. So Fuck You would have gotten some of the jerky and wrapped it around the mushroom, or a few mushrooms, to make a sort of like mushroom jerky burrito sort of thing.
Okay.
And just wander out into the middle of these lot, just munching on it, just nonchalantly.
Okay.
Oh, is it tasty? Alvina will literally just shout down to you.
Yeah, it's mine though.
That's fine. I've got plenty.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The one person Alvina's not going to bully out of food is Fuck You. Like, I think we're kindred spirits in this case.
Bonded forever. Chef Wars, the D&D game.
As you guys are thinking around, you can see Abigail kind of trying to keep close to Alvina, but also trying to keep away from Izami, kind of keeping at the kind of edge of the two Onis, while Drax is spending a lot of time by the Arcanite workbench. Lou Grimm, what are you up to?
Of course he is.
And I would be trying to force sorcerer spells to try and summon up spells.
Practice, basically, right?
How does that look? Are you just standing there thinking really hard, or are you waving your hands in the air and nothing's happening?
Yeah, just like trying to contracting all my muscles to try and get the magic to come from within me out and cast something.
You're clenching real hard, and you've got your hand pointed out in front of you, basically.
Like veins in my forehead starting to show. So come on.
From flying up near the ceiling where I'm wrangling a hydra, you would hear a call down saying, "Are you having some digestive discomfort?"
It's like, no, I'm good, thanks.
You seem strained. I am proficient in many forms of Western and Eastern medicine. And by Western and Eastern, I mean of this plane.
Yeah, what do you mean there?
In the West, they just beat you unconscious and hope that you get better after sleep. In the East, they beat you unconscious with spikes.
And then dominate your minds, right? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure to the east is the Radiant Empire. And then to the west would be the Primordials. I guess the northeast is the Republic.
I was right with one of them then.
I'm proficient in, basically clerical and arcane practices.
But while you guys are doing that, Abigail kind of getting maybe a little bit annoyed, just kind of looking between Alvina and Izami, and noticing Lou just doing who knows what over there to the unknown observer.
He doesn't
Abigail
care what spell, he's just trying to cast a spell and harness the magic.
Oh, I could mess with you so hard right now by spellcasting.
Yeah, so if the point sees this, he will just do a minor illusion of a few sparks coming from Lou's fingers.
Abigail kind of cautiously kind of approaches you and just kind of calls out, "Oh, are you okay?"
Like, yes, Abigail, I'm fine. I'm just trying to practice some of my spells.
It's
still trying to get used to.
Normally look like that. You look how do you I don't think there's delicate. You look constipated.
Have you tried a few oranges? Sometimes those help, I find.
As Fuck You walks behind Lou, he's going to prestidigitation him to smell like shit.
Abigail, can you remind me if I forget later? Add more celery to Lou Grimm's ramen tonight.
Yeah. I want to ask since everyone else is kind of busy, she kind of points awkwardly to the horns on your head. How do you feel those, or sorry if that's rude to ask. We just don't, even in Bastion, we don't really see your kind anymore.
No, I don't feel them. It's almost like they're not there.
Do you feel your fingernails?
They do.
Now
hurt
you
if
say it. Now
They
you
hurt
say
if-
it, I feel them.
They do. You're actively thinking about it now. It's like breathing.
I suppose that's true. Okay, I was just really curious.
No, it's no problem.
As
Don't
that
worry about it.
conversation goes on, Assassin, what are you up to?
So
Like a sheep.
I would probably be playing around with the shadow squid, and then when they hand me the little ring that I'd found at the crash site, I'd completely forgotten that I'd just sort of swallowed it and kept it in, and I'll be trying that on like each of my fingers and just seeing like which one I like, posing a little bit, feeling fancy, and then you kind of hear like a sort of scuttle about as they're looking for like a pond or like deep cave water to like try and escape in, but probably finds nothing. And you hear them sort of softly pad back closer to Alvina, reaches into the bag and pulls out an orange and sighs.
With sad noises.
Sad noises.
Sad kobold noises.
The Professor, what are you up to?
Wrangling or attempting to wrangle a Hydra.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
okay.
I'd probably spend the rest of my
it's-
time peeling the orange, looking at the Professor, trying to wrangle hydras while giving absolutely terrible advice that will obviously not help.
Yeah, I'm doing terribly. I'm analyzing them like very highly. Sort of, it's like when someone who has only ever studied how to ride a bull or how to ride a horse has only ever read. Yeah, has only ever read about that in a book, but has never actually done it. So it's very logical, kind of. But the rope goes this way. Just hold still, and there. And I somehow have tied myself in a knot. No, this won't do. Misty, step out. Try again.
I'm gonna ask Abigail. Should I help him or should I just leave him?
No, leave that one.
I find if you stand and make
We'll
really
go
good
over and help.
advice, I find if you stand and make really helpful advice and then leans in and goes, "It doesn't have to be helpful," they'll eventually do it just out of spite.
What was that last thing you said?
Keep it up, buddy. You're doing a great job. Have you tried?
No, the last piece of advice you gave. I think I did it wrong.
Tickle under the tentacles.
Only helpful.
Make sure when you're putting the rope, you pull it under one leg. It'll help when you tie it later.
Lift with your back.
I will attempt to follow these instructions.
Assassin has been given instructions of basically just how to actually tie knots onto the Professor rather than anything else.
Yes.
Stare it in the eyes and then lunge at it.
The point. What are you up to?
I am not falling for that.
So the point is doing two things. First, well, for the most part, he's kind of found a space away from everywhere else to take out his infused alchemy jug and just start tinkering with it. But whilst doing that, he's keeping a close eye on Akuma, just sort of appearing to be busy but watching Akuma. The other thing is, at some point during this, he's going to go up to the Professor, just take him aside. So,
yeah, I would eventually land, having failed multiple times, and just let someone else do it.
It would be impressive.
Yeah, so the point would probably go over and just help untangle you and hand it off to whoever's nearby. Probably Assassin or Alvina.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably at this point just Assassin and fuck you pairing up just to give the worst possible advice and giggling like on the floor really quietly, then leaning up and being like, "No, you're doing great. Good job, buddy."
As we sit there for about 5 seconds, do you guys just immediately launch into something completely different than what you were telling the professor, and then do it perfectly and wrangle this Hydra, or do we get at least a scene of?
Can fuck you do like the two fingers in his mouth and just whistle for the Hydra?
Gregor just
animal handling.
That would be such a middle finger to the professor.
That would be great.
I love it so much. Yeah.
Please roll a nat 20 in this animal handling. I've never wanted anything more.
Well, it's whether Chris allows it or not.
That's true.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Very close.
Oh, it was close.
God damn it.
He probably does though.
So I land, probably stumble slightly, begin fussing with the ropes, and then just look up and see you guys immediately wrangle. This thing immediately is brought to heel. And
Froggy's essentially stood next to you and just whistles, and the thing just drops off the ceiling.
If my shoulders could slump, they would. Actually, if the professor says that, if my shoulders could slump, they would.
When does this illusion go away, by the way?
Which illusion?
Hang on, let me check.
They summoned an illusion of an Eton to try and distract the Oni, and it's just been standing there.
Very much confused the Oni. It's like
it's in its idle. It's in its idle animation.
Yeah.
Just
either until it's dispelled or until the card is moved.
Oh my god, it's still there.
It's just there.
So there's just an illusion just standing there.
just confused at its own existence.
Oh, I just thought of something that could have been real good last week when you summoned it. The monster on the card came to life.
You see Gregor drop down and attempt to take a bite out of the illusion.
Oh.
And then get very disappointed when it just goes right through it.
Oh, that is a sad munch.
So, mate, you haven't been feeding Gregor properly. I'm going to throw some steak or something, steak equivalent towards
I'm not going anywhere near Gregor to move that card, so...
Was it?
Good luck,
Pretty
Gregor.
sure your rations don't include steak.
Oh no, Albina literally told the professor, grab me a shit ton of really nice food. And she probably hasn't gone through all of it in like 2 days.
Like, I'll give you a chops or something, but I don't even think...
That's what I said, steak equivalent, like some big piece of meat.
Not T-bone or sirloin steak.
Essentially. Was what
That's fair. That's fair.
I do have the fear that one time you're just going to reach into the bag for a steak to throw at the Hydras and just yoink Assassin and yoink to like yeet them out towards the Hydra.
Throw the kobold.
Wait, is Assassin in the same bag that you're also keeping all the food in?
Yes.
Yes.
And just that you've been like putting orange peels into and like, oh, that bag is just a mess.
Oh, yeah,
mayonnaise as well.
Remember I have described Assassin's texture, shall we say, as well. So that's all in there too.
Yeah, it's fine. You basically your little section is covered in wool now, so the wool is gross as fuck, but the food's probably protected at least enough. Also, Albina's not very picky.
I like to think that Assassins actually just moved over the wool because they don't like the idea of sleeping on something that's not like slightly damp, so they've just been sleeping directly on the meat.
No, they told me to put the wool in.
Anyway,
Yeah,
it's like the cold side of the pillow, but the side of the bag.
Assassin doesn't know what they want. They just demand it anyway.
That's it.
What's that? I want it.
Anyway, yeah.
Hydras.
thank you for your assistance. The point.
Yes, You're welcome. I wanted to talk to you about earlier when you stopped the Onis doing their thing.
It was the most logical decision. We had no idea if the experiment would succeed without more research.
I agree. I just want to say thank you for stopping us, them. Thank you for that. We should be keeping a closer eye on these guys. I think they'll be fine for now, but keep an eye on them.
They do seem to be genuine in their wish to rescue their sister, but they do not have a plan. They do not know what to do after that, after they kill this king. And people who are sad and people who are anxious lash out, and they do not think of the consequences. That is what I am scared for. Not for myself, but what happens after. I've seen many settlements taken down by brash decisions. It would not surprise me.
I've seen a fair few brash decisions in my time as well. I've got ways to hopefully help them, but eyes open.
Izami seems at least less brash than their brother.
Well, that just means they're better at planning.
Head tilts slightly here. Are you all right?
No.
Yes, just keeping an eye on things. You know, I've grown to like these guys, and I don't want anything to happen to them.
I worry too. But perhaps I overthink things sometimes. And then I'm just looking at the Hydra, chomping at an illusion.
Well, you can say that again.
Yes. Thank you for checking in.
It's okay. We've got to keep an eye on all their backs.
As the two of you have that lovely conversation, would anyone else like to do anything before we get started with the ritual?
I want to ask, is it Akuma about the gold thing?
Golden ball.
Go away! I'm watching the Noid at work.
Yeah, but I want to know what your gold thing is. The king seemed to have one too.
What? Yes, it's from the king's crown. We managed to partake of it when we left.
What does it do?
What? I don't know. It's part of his crown.
Yeah, but what does it do? He had like floaty things around his head.
What? Wait. How do you? What do you mean he had float? Where are you seeing this? Where are you getting this knowledge from?
That'll cost you, buddy. Anyway, so the floaty things, what do they do? How'd the crown work? I'm good with this stuff.
It's gold arcanite. It animates things, brings them to life, gives them a kind of basic sentience, I suppose.
Right.
Fuck you, will stare at the professor.
So, so why is it a spike?
What do you mean? Why? Oh, that just happens to be the design. It slots into the crown.
Right, big crown. All right, I get it.
How many spikes are in the crown?
What do you mean? Like this? No, this is the centerpiece. It goes into a little dip in the front of the crown.
Oh, okay then.
So what? So the things floating, those are sentient things made by the gold, right?
Yes, that's the king's spears.
Right. And what do? How do they work?
They float around and they impale you.
Oh, that sounds good. But I mean bad, obviously, because you don't want to be impaled. But it'd be pretty good if you could impale them. If you have it, does that mean you can impale things now?
I mean, I think you'd have to animate some new ones to be under your control. But yes, the wearer of the crown and can control any sentient object that they bring to life. From what we've studied of the crown. Wait a second. No, I'm being distracted.
Azuma?
These are family secrets. I can't be telling you
yeah,
this.
yeah. I have one of those faces. Look
Azuma,
at me.
we
I'm
need some
adorable.
of that. Assassin, I need to talk to Azuma. I need a bit of that gold arcanite to place into a tattoo on him as well. Are you done with your conversation?
I kind of wanted to ask if I could just borrow it for like.
No. We need this.
Yeah, but like I'll give it right back. Like I swear, like
Absolutely
right back.
not, you disgusting little thing.
Aww.
I mean, it's key in the part of this ritual as well. I need a bit in the giant and a bit to make a tattoo on Azuma to be able to control it. I mean, it's how the basics work on my armor.
But I want to make sentient orange juice.
No,
well,
I can tell you fully well, Assassin, it's not a good idea to make the orange juice sentient. From experience, it doesn't end well.
Well, from the sounds of it, there's plenty more of gold arcanite in that crown that we can, if we claim that as well, we can make some. Why do you want sentient orange juice? I've never had such. An interesting experiment, but I don't see the point.
It just doesn't stop screaming as it goes down. It's not that interesting.
I am imagining it adds the flavor and the texture. You know, it's sometimes you it's just foodie things, or Amir, you wouldn't understand. And also he wants some, and I like look down at the little tiny little shadow squid who just like waves one appendage up.
Okay, if I get a bit of enough of the gold arcanite, I will try your weird experiment as well. See if it's even possible. I don't know if it's.
You don't want to do it with liquids. Do it with solids. Don't do it with liquids.
He keeps talking about how he keeps wanting souls or something to consume, so I figured this is a good way to give him that. Look at him. Look at his adorable little self. Don't you want to just give him the world? I know I do.
Well, that's a good point, actually.
As you all look at the little black tentacle creature, you start to hear what sounds like almost choking noises, but a lot more watery.
Drowning.
So drowning noises then.
almost like drowning noises. As the creature just stares at you, not doing anything, until you realize the noises aren't coming from the creature.
Oh.
As you turn around, you all see Drax with his mouth seemingly unhinged, attempting to swallow the Arcanite table.
Oh my god. So anyway, I start blasting.
Drax, buddy, can you come away from the table?
Drax
seemingly failing because he can't get around the main part of the table.
Not going to lie, I did think of that, but it's much too large for one person or one creature to consume.
Wait, that sounds like a challenge.
Oh dear. I guess you have seen through my wishes. You should try.
Is your little squid friend one of Drax's friends? They seem to be trying to do the same thing.
I can't confirm or deny this information. For the low price of $14.99, you too can gain access. I'm just like the whole salesman speech.
What a deal!
You all watch as Drax just like pulls himself back off the table, and you can feel almost a tinge in the psionic network of just this feeling of, damn it, it's too big.
Alvina's walking with purpose over to the table, by the way. If no one's going to stop her, she's going to bite it.
Drax, I know that's some interesting technology, but I don't think swallowing it's going to help.
Well, technically, we should try all available forms of digesting the evidence in more ways than one. You can do it, Alvira.
If
I believe in you.
At least once.
If Izami or...
How about we don't destroy the cool table?
Yes, it's a interesting piece of artificery, but I wouldn't if this is technology that's been lost here. Possibly. It might
You
be.
see, Lack kind of looks over to you, then back at the table, then back at you. Pause for a moment as if he's going to say something, and then just turns away.
Alvina hasn't heard a good enough argument. She's going to bite the table.
You can do it.
If you break a tooth on it, I don't think Gwen can regrow it.
It'll be fine.
Oh well.
All right, give me a strength check.
The Constitution check?
We gotta see how hard you bite first.
Oh dear.
18.
You bit really hard.
You find no purchase in the table. You bite into it, but it's as if biting stainless steel.
Oh.
I thought it was like trying to bite a football. I thought you were meaning that kind of no purchase. It's like it's too round.
No, that's fair. That was a bad word choice to me. You find no give. That's
Okay.
fair. You find no give as you bite into it as if you're just kind of biting a lamppost or an edge of a metal table.
I've done that before.
Oh.
There's a kind of not irony, but more kind of tin-like taste in your mouth as you bite it. I'm trying to remember what the hell chrome tastes like.
Tin. Actually, it pretty much does taste like tin.
Yeah, not as much, but it's a chrome tin-like taste in your mouth as you bite into it.
And also coppery from all the blood pouring from your gums.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're a barbarian. They're fine.
Plenty of iron in her diet.
Yeah, you have to remember, Professor.
Oh,
Alvina successfully didn't cause bleeding when she bit a mithril rock previously.
Those teeth are stronger than diamonds.
Can they also be used as material components in resurrection spells?
They cannot.
Oh.
They're stronger than diamond. They're not actually.
It's the new add-ons to the jeweler's tools.
Alvina hasn't gone quite full Cohen the Barbarian yet. She doesn't have diamond teeth.
As you guys are doing all that, is there anyone else would like to finish up before we start the ritual?
Oh, it's not
That's
edible.
such a sin.
All right, then it sounds like Zormir has finished up preparing the necessary inscriptions upon both the giant and Akuma for transfer of control. Now, Zormir, are you doing anything else in kind of stealth or secrecy, or are you being completely upfront and only putting a control tattoo on Akuma? Remember, you have to have the control tattoos in place before the ritual in order to link them. Otherwise, you'll have to do a lot of maintenance on the golem themselves to add a new owner who can give them command.
I have a tattoo as well, Zombie.
I don't know how much ink we have, and I don't think we could stealthily do it.
I wasn't being stealthy. I've asked you this straight up.
You'd have enough ink for it since the ink just supplies to one ritual. So let's not think too much about it.
No, I'm trying to gain allies here, so I'm being as upfront, and I'm kind of engrossed in my normal work, and like work ethics is you don't cut corners.
Yeah, that's why Alvina would have been straight up. She would have walked up to you at some point, when you were doing the tattoo for Akuma, and go, "Can I get one of those too?"
Oh no, we've only got enough ink to do this for one person to control it, and two controllers might send mixed signals. And
I wasn't planning on sending signals unless
Akuma immediately kind of breaks into a conversation like, why would you need control of it? Is this some sort of subterfuge?
No. In
Not
case you get
everything's
knocked
betrayal, bud.
in case you get knocked unconscious during the fight, so the thing doesn't go completely berserk and kill us all. She's looking him dead in the eye, complete honesty in her face when she says that.
If we had enough, I could put one on Azami, but I don't know if we have quite enough. We'd need more ink, and we'd need to put all this stuff in.
Plenty. You're just cutting corners to save some. Just use more.
No, unfortunately, the small, leafy one is correct. We should put a tattoo on Azami just in case. But I'm watching you. If you try to knock me out, I'll be prepared for it.
How would I knock you out?
I'm a professional when it comes to my work.
if both Akuma and Azami are moving away from the golem then at this point, or the stone giant, can I go across to the body, maybe around the back side of it?
As all of them are doing this around the body, I would assume.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, we're all over
Nice.
here.
Yeah, this is the visual side.
I thought it was happening, like the tattooing was happening over here somewhere by the big tent.
No.
It's at the
That's just
table.
a bunch of carpets.
It's part of the actual, like, golem
You're in a cabin.
process, so we have to be by the golem.
Yeah, Zormir's just kind of sitting on the edge of the table, just doing it.
Then
Like they'll pull over like a bench or like a seat or something and sit next to the work, the golem and stuff.
Could I get round to here then? Just sort of almost like I'm examining the thing, and then
you see, you can feel kind of Akuma keeping an eye on you from the corner of your his side.
And if you ever came into my line of sight,
yeah,
I'd probably be
Akuma then.
asking what you're doing as well. I'm busy.
I'm going to, like, from the back, from right behind then, this will require exact precision then. At the same time as it's more like a precision check. Like an intelligence based, I would say. Because I'm casting a spell. So yes, at the same time as I'm going to cast a subtle cast, a spell right behind Azuma, like either a minor illusion or what's that thing? A prestidigitation, just so it distracts him for a second. From my other arm crawls my little junk tech device that has a fragment of my soul energy in it, and I'd like it to crawl. Depends. There's no massive wound in it, so like, are there wires or anything going into the body like Frankenstein or something of that kin that it can essentially get to a wound and access part of it? I don't know.
It's the little, like, spear wounds if it's tiny.
There are spear wounds on the chest, and that is the only access point we are going to discuss.
I was thinking the mouth maybe was the other one if you want to get not too horrible.
Absolutely not. You didn't have to phrase it like that, Chris, and yet you chose to.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna subtle cast invisibility on my creature then instead. So my fly just drops. I can still see it, but because Alvira is on the other side, she hopefully won't be able to see it as it flies up towards kind of the side of the head of this thing, and is gonna see what it can do about accessing like an inner ear kind of situation. Essentially, I would like to not sabotage, but subtly kind of manipulate things so that I can have a better read on this thing in future. Know what I mean?
Can I roll a perception check to see if I spot it?
No, it's going to have to roll a stealth check.
Okay.
So I'm going to need a stealth check from the professor, and also let's go with an Arcana check to see if you actually understand anything about what's happening here.
Okay.
As you may cause, and you won't get a full understanding of what's actually happening just because you're not an artificer, but enough to at least have some idea.
Yeah, essentially the episode of Doctor Who where the Daleks are trying to lightning strike the Empire State Building. And he gets in the way, and it infuses.
We'll see what the dice say.
Stealth check from the dragon.
Yeah. Nope.
14.
Dexterity.
Nope. Oh, sorry, it has advantage because it's invisible.
It's not against Alvina, though.
That's for everyone else, though.
Alvina beats both.
Hilariously, it's still 14 regardless.
Yeah, Alvina beats both of those because he spots it.
So as your creature is kind of flying just above the body, attempting to be incredibly slow and as stealthy as it can, not to make any noise or anything that might suggest its location.
And unless, can I use a destiny point on that?
You can if you particularly want to.
I really want this to succeed. Because it's a very sneaky, manipulative thing that is trying to happen.
Then knock off a destiny point for your resources. Unfortunately, destiny is not on your side. As Alvina, you catch glance off this
Do I not?
Sure.
Okay, it was with advantage. Do I not re-roll the advantage?
No, you would just roll an extra die. It's the same as inspiration.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately, Destiny has decided against you on this one, I'm afraid.
that's annoying.
Alvina, you get the kind of shimmer in the air of the invisibility spell and the slight kind of disturbance in the air itself to be aware that something...
He's got the invisibility still up.
It only lasts an hour.
Yeah, we're in the short rest because the
this is still a short
at
rest.
Yeah, the ritual's finished at the end of it is the thing.
Right.
So,
okay.
which is why it's like you didn't get the advantage for Alvina specifically.
Yeah.
You're able to see the thing flying above its or hovering towards its face, attempting to do something. How would you like to react?
Alvina will basically. What does it look like?
You've seen it before.
Best
It looks
describe
like a little clockwork dragon that you've actually seen before. It looks very, very much. It looks exactly like, in fact, the tattoo that the professor has on one of their arms.
Alvina is literally going to jump, just leap at it, grab it out of the air, go mine, and then shove it, and then just hold it like a chicken, essentially.
Right.
Can
it evade? So it makes.
I can attempt to. Go ahead and give me a grapple check from Alvina for athletics and your drunk dragon for acrobatics, or I suppose athletics if it has more strength.
27.
It does not. It does not.
But you have to be at 27.
Well, I know how strong Alvina is, so I'm going to cast my dimensional shunt spell that I used previously to just nudge it 30 feet away.
Isn't this during
That's my reaction.
Actually, isn't this like the 6 seconds?
It's
another level.
It's a reaction. It's a reaction spell.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
No, actual economy is fine. All right. Yeah, you can junt it just to keep it out of the grab, but you're pretty confident Alvina can still see it, and with a quick sweep around can probably still see it.
I'm going to put it behind me or wrap it back around my arm. So it appears, if that's okay with you.
Fortunately, your plot has failed on this occasion. The dice were not in your favor. And unfortunately, that is also as Zormir kind of finishes up the ritual as we begin.
Yeah. I would just go to Alvina. What are you doing, jumping on the golem? I can only apologize for her behavior. This is
You know,
typical.
dragon's behind you. I'm still trying to reach around and grab it.
No.
Professor, you might want to start backing away, as you're well aware Alvina will try and just chase you for that dragon.
Yeah, no, there's
she will
no dragon
try to
there.
eat the dragon.
Oh, it's my dragon.
It's already wrapped around my my arm. It looks
You're
like
worried that won't stop her. Keep going.
Okay. I cast fly on myself and move out of her reach.
You know Alvina well enough that you'd be proactively getting out of her way. So while that's happening in the background,
I can only apologize for her terrible, terrible behavior.
Alvina, keep the professor away from this now.
You got it.
Thank you.
Alvina's just full tilt after you, going 90 feet.
We will have some words after this, Professor.
I should hope so. Alvina has terribly disturbed this experiment. I'm very unhappy with it.
I heard what
Benny
she
Hill's
said.
theme is just playing in the point's head.
Pretty much is what I imagine, yeah.
I heard what she said.
The party believes Alvina immediately over you.
Yeah, I know. That's fair. I have to give them a reason to mistrust her.
Anyway,
let's gather everyone around.
Finish this.
Abigail choosing to stay closer to the Hydras than to the Giants.
It's fair. She's been riding on one of the Hydras for a bit, it's fine.
Even Drax has disengaged themselves from their study of the device to come watch Zormir and their ritual of golification.
Sorry, what was that last word, Chris? Real quick.
Golification.
Golification. I thought it was.
You see Assassin pad up, putting down putting with like a little black robe on that's like entirely covering them. Like picks up a couple of black candles and is like, anyone got a light? So they're placing them around. Like, anyone?
Fuck you will snap his fingers and prestidigitate the candles alight.
Excellent. Now we're ready.
What kind of ritual do you do? This is an artificer ritual. This is all.
Oh no, this is just a watch.
Yeah, you gotta set the mood.
What kind of mood do you think artificers
Oh,
set?
set the mood, and I'll just a low drone. I'll play.
Excellent. And I'm also at this point, like you see, like a tiny little baggie that Assassin's shaking over the candle to try and make popcorn.
As Zomer said that, Lou would just be like whistling away as if he didn't do dodgy rituals.
Oh, this is what rituals are like? What a unique concept. Never seen that before. Nope, never in my life. Nope.
It's like, you've drawn that wrong. But yeah, no, we need more hoods. We've got the wrong
That
outfit.
one should be over there.
Yeah.
This is more arcane.
That's more of an egg shape than a circle.
You're supposed to use chicken blood,
Give
not...
it to me. I'll show you how to do it.
The doctor just face palms at all these comments and point. Can you set the mood a bit better? Give me something a bit more dynamic.
Lo-fi jazz.
Fuck you starts playing the song from Lady and the Tramp when they're in the alley.
Bellinotti.
Bellinotti, yeah.
Bellinotti.
At the point we'll just improvise over the top of Bellinotti. I'm not sure what sort of music they have in sci-fi mad science movies, but that music.
Dubstep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got
music.
a zither? A zither, maybe?
What?
Or,
Probably. Merida can
zither
probably
or a,
produce a lot of different sounds.
I suppose Merida can do pretty much anything, to be honest. It's like one of those keyboards you get at school, but you just play like
Merida.
improvise.
Different settings.
They're
Yeah,
also
I want this
multiple
sound.
bardic instruments mashed together, so I'm pretty sure they can do whatever they want.
Yep.
Yeah, at least
all
two
right,
magic
Zomer,
items in there.
do you have anything in mind for how you want this ritual to go, or do you want me to flavor it? By which I mean, I can flavor it. I'm giving you the option if you would like it.
I'd just say it's more sort of a combination of sort of metalwork and sort of like spells and glyphs forming in places. Just sort of, it's a company. I'd say for Artificer, it's a combination of craft and magic forming into one. So
Yeah, that's fine. As you do so, you begin crafting the final kind of runes on the skin, and as you begin the ritual, you start to feel the magical arcane power kind of flowing through your soul to the edge of your fingertips and into your craft itself, as arcane glyphs and thread begin weaving above the bodies, and you start to see these spectral creations of kind of tools and hammers and various other pieces that would be utilized in the creation of an item, beginning to almost kind of seep into the body and work away in this almost spectral phantom play, constructing the body's magic around. And as you do so, you start to see the red arcanite ink both on the golem and on Akuma. Did we put some on Isami in the end, by the way? You had the option to if you wanted to.
yeah, I would give both of them control.
You can see the red arcanite on Isami also begin to glow on all three bodies as magic fills the air, and Zormir, you're forced to kind of concentrate on enacting and weaving the last of the arcane spells and magic into the body, connecting it, kind of piecing the final arcane code together underneath it. And as you do so, you start to feel something new, something unfamiliar to yourself. There's almost a well of power that you haven't ever seen before. You've never created a golem before, but You have created other arcane items like this, and it's not unfamiliar to you, and you've heard descriptions and tales and classes and speaking with other artificers. So you have a pretty good idea of how this process should go, and you begin to kind of feel the presence of something that you've never felt before. Even your mind is becoming more static and hazy as the world begins to kind of almost shift into grayscale around you. And you start to feel this kind of background white noise of murmuring and muttering kind of rising at the back of your head. But at the same time, you can start to feel this almost fiery power coming from the red arcanite itself, and you can feel your body, every sensation in it begin to almost magnify, every itch, every kind of ache and pain since you first arrived here, and even your own soul and your own heart seems to beat with an increasing intensity that you've never felt before. Everything just seems to almost become overwhelming as the sensation continues to rise and rise inside of you. And as you do so, you're kind of lost in this moment. Everyone else around the table, you kind of begin to almost feel heat emanating off of the ink itself into the environment around, as suddenly the fiery pits around the back of the table begin to just spontaneously ignite into a blaze of fire rising up. As Alvina, you can feel a source of heat on your body starting to burn, starting to scorch as you look down to wherever you're keeping your spice pouch, your red arcanite powered spice park. And you can feel it beginning to burn the item up from the inside, not destroying it, but radiating out towards you. As I need you to make a constitution saving throw to hold on to it.
It's wrapped to me belt. But
Alvina's getting hot flushes.
Damn.
You have the option whether or not you would like to take it or not, but you effectively got a heat metal-like object on your person right now. And you can either take it off, or you can just fucking tank through that for all I care.
Waste some healing, because we've just done the short rest. She'll quickly, untie the loops that's got it and just put it on the table next to her and just go to people, don't touch that for a minute! Don't touch that for a minute, everyone! It's burning like a hole through the wooden table, I imagine.
You put it on top of the box that you have.
It's on the table next to me.
You could put it on top of
the box is in a bag.
Yeah.
That's a whole extra step.
It's too much work.
But when the thing started fire, Alvina would have stepped in front of Abigail, knowing she's a little more fragile than the rest of us.
I thought you were going to say Alvina would throw the pouch at Abigail.
You can see even
Think fast.
Even the table is starting to scorch just a little bit from the heat.
That's why I assumed it would burst into flames, to be honest. So it's doing all right. It's like, give that a minute. It needs to cool down. It needs to cool down.
And as you notice, you can see Izami and Akuma are becoming really uncomfortable as they're kind of grunting a little bit, unaware that it shouldn't burn, but the red arcanite seems to be burning into their flesh. Zormir appears to be stuck in a trance, still just continuing on, captivated by or kind of absorbed by what is happening, unaware of what's happening around them.
Like when he normally works, he gets lost in it.
He's Doctor Strange in it.
What was the next part? Yes, as that's all happening, you see the golem on the table begin to writhe, moving as if by its own power or by something else, kind of moving it as it begins to jostle on the table, and it's threatening to leave the arcane circle that's kind of being inscribed around it. What would the party like to do?
So Zormir's in a trance, right?
Yes, Zormir is unaware of what is happening around them, as suddenly everything is overwhelming you, Zormir.
Yep.
Alvina's gonna just raise one hand above her head and just bonk on top of his head. Wake up! You need to fix this. Finish off the ritual, you idiot. Not the time to daydream.
Since I cannot whisper to people,
the doctor. You're bonking the doctor.
Yes.
I'm
Did I say the
vetoing
professor?
that.
I apologize.
Hold on, I'm just going to change my name so that whispers can happen. To Professor.
Zormir, give me a wisdom saving throw as you are bonked.
Okay.
You get bonked.
Bonk on the head.
9.
Ooh,
That might be good or might be bad, actually. We're not sure.
But the golem is now threatening to kind of leave the table as it's already halfway off the table. It's kind of own vibrations moving it. Would the party like to stop it, let it happen? What is your preference?
Has Zome done anything in response to being essentially punched?
They have not. They seem to be unresponsive.
Rap.
Lou's
Can we-
gonna cast
me a hand.
minor illusion of like a cage round the table, so it looks like they're in a cage, so they can't go anywhere.
You know, it only look like they're in a cage, right? And it won't
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
stop
yeah.
them going through the cave.
But I'm
I'll-
hoping that they're not smart enough to
Realise it's not real.
realize.
To confirm, the golem is writhing, but it still seems to be dead. It almost seems to just be vibrating with the energy and is moving by vibration.
Yeah, it's like if you've
Okay, it's,
still
It's like a
moving.
washing machine.
yeah, but put
Or a
like
microwave.
a bowl in a washing machine. Yeah.
The point's going to take a couple of steps back.
Alvina's gonna just jump on. There's still like things holding it like around the table on the chains in the golem.
No, the chains are on the table themselves.
Okay.
There is nothing actually stopping the golem moving.
Alvina will dive like towards its shoulders and go, "Give me a hand with this!" Just generally, and like pin it down with its shoulders, just to try and stop it moving.
Fucky's just sat next to Assassin, just watching this.
At this point, our bag of popcorn, which wasn't being lit by the candles, has been entirely popped just by the energy in the room.
Yeah.
So now we're very happy. We're delighted by this fact.
Is anyone gonna help Alvina?
Oh, I can't. She chased me up a
I
tree.
did chase you up a tree.
As far as Fucky knows, this is what's meant to happen.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
chased me
Can the
up that
point
tower.
roll to
I
see if
can-
this is
I
what's
can get
supposed to
no
happen?
closer.
You also are an
Right.
artificer. You did classes.
The point,
Who will
yes, give me an
help,
Arcana
Alvina
check with
push down
advantage.
on the
Anyone who
golem?
is helping push down the golem, give me an athletics check.
I have negative strength. That's
Yeah,
I'm
same.
adding less
Oh,
things.
fuck! I'm destiny in the natural one.
Oh, that's
Yes.
You know what? I'm good. Look, you got this, buddy.
Are you just like flinging yourself on top or something?
Yeah, it's like diving on a grenade to save the party.
As Lou just dives onto it. Do you have fire resistance, by the way?
Yes.
You just fling yourself onto it, ignoring the heat.
I'm diving on a live grenade to save my
He
party.
is a tiefling, so he does have fire resistance.
I'm good with this, buddy. You got this. Alvina steps back as Luke does it, I assume.
It's like proper president bodyguard.
Get down, Mr. President.
Get down, Mr. Stone Giant.
Get down, Mr. Stone Giant.
As Alvina, as you are moving towards the giant. Oh yeah, unfortunately that doesn't do it.
That was like, does Alvina just move away, like miss the giant?
I mean, as you're moving towards the giant, just watching Lou just fucking fling themselves onto it and pinning them down, or attempting to with their weight, somehow managing to succeed with a nat 20. You actually spot out of the corner of your eye, or you feel. Like, I don't know. You failed the stealth check, but you feel the
She's got
presence of
-5.
something moving. Shouldn't have the -5. Doesn't have disadvantage.
Well, visible. Oh,
No,
right,
you get advantage. That's how that works.
okay.
The presence of the professor's junk dragon, once again invisible, attempting to sneak by the giant's head, having failed their stealth check. What would you like to do?
Mhm.
I am going to grab the junk drag.
Attempt to. While
Alright.
holding down a. While
No, I
holding
missed
down
the giant. I
Yep,
missed
this is why they failed, because they got distracted by your dragon.
Mm.
So go ahead and give me an athletics check, and the professor give me an athletics or
how
acrobatics
Lou
if you're
dived
not
on the
using more
golem.
resources to get it out of there. To note, you have just had a short rest, and there's no telling when a long rest will happen.
This is true.
You are running out of
Um,
resources.
I know. I had to shift a lot of things.
Shit, I have dice still. I have a help dice. I'm gonna roll that. Why not? $17.
On a D8?
Yeah.
As you catch the junk dragon.
Seeing that.
Unfortunately, you would not have a second
teleporting it
instance
away.
of guidance, as you would not have time to
Damn.
recast it after using it the first time.
That's true.
As Alvina now has your junk dragon. The junk dragon is yours. Where are you?
Yeah.
Alvina, there you go. Junk dragon's yours.
Alvina tells Assassin to look after the junk dragon.
Just swallow it.
Yeah, that's exactly what look after means. It just means keep it.
Now, Alvina is going, right.
Go, Luke,
Said
go.
you were gonna...
Things that get stored go into the squid. Anything that doesn't get stored goes into me, the other squid.
Yeah. Now, Alvina's got the dragon and goes, I said you'd be mine. I'll deal with you later. And she takes, like, some rope out of her pack. Actually, you know what she'll do? She'll take some of the psychic chains out of her bag and bind the dragon completely so it can't move. It's like a little head in a ball of chains.
As you attempt to do so, the dragon suddenly teleports out of your grasp.
Oh. It's not psionic, is it? That teleport? That isn't a psychic connection?
You don't know.
I mean, if it wouldn't work if it's bound in silver chains.
Fortunately, this is just before you do so. The professor, kind of recognizing what you're about to do, immediately just gets it the hell out of there.
Like, oh, fuck.
That's also my other sorcery point as well. To
You're gonna be out. It smells Slayer.
Well, what do you want from me? You told me to do the things. Alright, that's gone. I've got so few spells now. I had to burn so many spells to try and just get a look at this fucking ritual.
Like Alvina did literally spent one bardic inspiration that was going to go away soon, I think.
Bardic inspiration? You don't have any bardic inspirations.
Bardic inspirations only lasted 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, is it 10 minutes? Okay. I thought it was an hour for some reason.
Well, that's fine, because the dragon didn't have advantage, so that would be a 6 on the ability check.
Yeah, I beat it anyway.
Stealth invisibility does not give it advantage on dex.
I need to get rid of advantage rolls then. Come on.
But while all that is happening, what's the next thing? I'm gonna leave that one for last. That's fine. That doesn't occur to this situation.
Doesn't Luke burst into flames, by the way?
Well, that's the thing. This is supposed to be a skill challenge with 3 rolls, but I don't know what the third one is, and I can't. I've been trying to figure it out forever, so I'm just gonna have a 2 skill check challenge. Zormir, I need a concentration check from you as the crescendo of this absorbed phase occurs.
So, Constitution saving throw, or?
Yep. If you have any benefits or anything to concentration checks, this would apply. But yes, it's a Constitution check. It just happens to be a concentration if you have things that apply.
Do you have Warcaster?
No, I don't have Warcaster.
Oh, I thought you had it for some reason.
Also, does he need it with a 24?
I just thought he had Warcaster. That was all.
So the Pointers at this point would start playing some calming music to try and calm the maybe not alive giant down.
I thought you'd be doing we didn't start the fire.
No, we definitely did start the fire.
I know, but yeah.
Oh, fuck you, definitely will start a fire.
I thought it was plausible deniability.
To answer the Arcana check from the point earlier, this is not normally what's happening. You have no idea what's happening here. This is unusual. You've never encountered or heard of anything like this.
Homes don't normally burst into flames when you make them.
Okay, at that point, the point will definitely start heading towards Zormir.
You're also aware that as the ritual has already begun, that if you stop the ritual midway, you are likely to kind of only partially impart the spell, and it's very dangerous to stop the ritual midway because unknown effects can occur. You'll most likely end up creating almost like a half-sentient golem that will be in a crazed frenzy.
The bells. The bells.
How much do I know about the ritual? Can I kind of add a second set of hands to it?
The ritual itself, probably not as much, just because you're low levels in Artificer. You just know kind of the basics of you should never interrupt a ritual. But essentially, you just have to kind of help Zormir complete it. They do seem to be continuing. They're not, while they're in a trance, completing the ritual. They just don't seem to be responding to anything happening outside. So you have to kind of stop anything interrupting the ritual. So either kind of the golem falling off the table and outside the circle, Zormir being interrupted while doing stuff, etc.
Okay, I'll get very close and be ready to do that.
Oh, that's what my third role is. Okay, I can have Akuma and Zami do something. As Akuma starts to get agitated by the burning, and now is starting to feel some pain, Azami's kind of quietly taking it in herself. But Akuma, the aggressive one, is going to kind of, his eyes starting to become bloodshot, is going to look at Zormir and in a bloody scream, he says, "This is a trick! This shouldn't be hurting this much! You tricked me! I knighted you not!"
Stay there.
And is going to attempt to
It's all
attack
going to be okay.
Zormir in their attack trance.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can I try Charm Monster?
Ooh. Yes, Assassin, did you want to do anything? You checking? The point, you had something?
I was just going to try and talk to him.
That's fair.
Assuming I wouldn't have time to like act because I'm doing the thing with.
Yeah, I wouldn't have time to like cast Sanctuary or anything like that.
I have the tentacle as a bonus action. Would I be able to like essentially spawn it and block it as Akuma essentially from hitting Zoromir?
You guys would have a little bit of second because Akuma is getting like visibly agitated and he's going to scream a little bit and then attack. So yes, you guys all have a chance to do stuff immediately as you go. As unfortunately for all of you, you are all kind of focusing on Akuma and don't really have time to coordinate anything, so are going to have to just take the risk of attempting to do something. As whoever would like to go ahead and attempt to do something, whether that be Charm Person,
Okay.
or Sanctuary,
Charm
or
Monster.
Tentacle Interception. Technically, they're not persons, but since you're not going to looking for the full effect of the spell, I'll let you try and like use it to effectively just kind of delay them for a second.
Yeah, that's why I'm casting Charm Monster rather than Charm Person.
Oh, fair. Charm Monster.
Monster,
Yeah, so I'll cast
Monster, you get
Sanctuary on Zormir and put myself between Akuma and him.
If
And
Alvina... Oh, you go first.
And I was gonna put the sort of spawn it just directly in front of Zoromir, so if Akuma gets too close, it can essentially just kind of flap him away a little bit.
If Alvina gets an action, because I'm not sure if I would, because I've been doing the... I don't know how immediately this is after the thing with the professor.
Well, I'll let you attempt
Yes.
something, but it will probably be very rushed and possibly at disadvantage depending on what you're doing.
Well, that'd actually be fine. Just tackle Akuma.
Yes, sir.
Full on like
all right,
shoulder
let's do
into the
this.
gut.
Let's do this in order. We're gonna do this in the order of kind of ranged spells, then assassins, tentacle, and then Alvina. So now remind me, Sanctuary targets Zormir, but fuck you, you're targeting Akuma, correct?
Yes.
As you target Akuma, you watch as one of their golden inked tattoos evaporates, and you see the kind of glow of arcane particles around their body as the circles of your spell disintegrate.
Is that count spell?
It's a counter.
Counter
Actually, what
spell.
level is monster? I think the tattoos have to make a roll.
It's a 4th level, so if it's just a base 3rd level, yeah, it needs to
Yes, it would be based. So the tattoos have to make a spell casting check.
roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a cool mechanic.
Mm-hmm. The spellcasting like tattoo for counter spell is like a classic, amazing one. I don't think
The
it made it.
tattoo is not strong enough to stop the casting
Hmm.
because they rolled a
So-
5.
Got a total of 6.
Got a total of 6. So what? Remind me what save I'm doing. Is a
So it's a wisdom
Chris?
save.
wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Oh, if charisma save, that'd be terrifying.
Does an 18 make it?
17.
It makes it, yeah.
Yeah, 17 DC. Oh, please.
Yeah.
All right. So that is as unfortunately they push through, just kind of enraged by this burningness in their skin, and are going to strike at them. They have your sanctuary goes off on Zormir. I will do that in a second. Assassin, remind me of the effect of your tentacle.
It can essentially reduce the damage if someone gets hit, but I was trying to use it essentially to just kind of interpose almost.
Interpose?
Yeah.
That's fine. I will let you have a disadvantage on his attack.
That would be ideal.
All right. He still has to make the wisdom check to get through, so let's find out if he makes through the sanctuary first. Oh, yep. Unfortunately, he is burning through these wisdom saves. As he is going, he pushes through the sanctuary, going for Zormir. The tentacle coming in to attempt to disadvantage him. However, Alvina, go ahead and give me an athletics check at disadvantage as you fling yourself across the room straight into a Akuma.
Doing a lot of flinging yourselves across the room.
It's what Alvina does.
You really should stop. You really should stop and think for a second.
Oh, damn disadvantage.
Unfortunately, whatever this little
distracted
crate
again.
is of something between you, unfortunately, just the kind of how much you've had to push yourself to kind of like spin around and like push over. Unfortunately, you don't quite get the height, and you end up tumbling over whatever this object is between the two of you as Akuma goes in to attack Zor.
I just faceplant the chain. That's what I imagine. I've like aimed it wrong and it's like,
Okay.
bah!
With disadvantage from the thing. Zormir, were you out of your armor for this?
No.
No, he was back in it.
I'm
He
back
did it
in
for
armor.
demonstration.
I would say one last thing that might stop it, if I could, as well as casting Sanctuary, put myself between Zorm and Akuma.
Okay, this thing
The
gets 2
classic
attacks.
Merry and Pippin thing.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna use one of his attacks to just like fling you out of the way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pippin versus the Nazgul.
So I'm gonna need a athletics check since you're actually trying to impose and not just dodge out of the way, which
Yep.
would achieve the same result for it. And I need an athletics check from.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Well, I tried.
Yeah, no, it's the classic Merry and Pippin get in front of the ring wraith and
Yeah, they
it
just
just
go,
shoves them aside immediately.
All right,
before
he
they
has a
fall.
bit of strength to find out.
Also, the
Yep, out of the way you
Yep.
go.
I would like to use, if I may, a reaction spell, Silvery Barbs. One of my
Ooh.
most used of this. Yeah. Because of what the point and I discussed earlier and what we sort of... Yeah, so that's the ability check. So I'm going to say that the triggering creature is Akuma. So I say, hey, you, leave that point alone.
leave
And
the point
And it's
alone.
leave.
I forgot I had Destiny
You're-
points. Can I
you're
use a
not-
Destiny point on that roll just now?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I was going to
Great,
give
you
you
do
the
both have
advantage.
effectively advantage on you and disadvantage on Akuma.
Well, the spell also gives you advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, then yeah,
Yeah.
save your destiny point, do that.
Hey,
am I rolling
you
disadvantage on
leave
Akuma as
that
well?
point alone.
Never mind, you need a destiny point. Yeah.
I'm going to use the Destiny point.
Yeah.
Well,
Come
no,
on,
Time's the
guys.
charm.
he
Third
has
time
to
is
roll
the
again.
charm.
He gets disadvantage,
Oh shit!
which he fails. Oh my god, my spell works.
Okay. I keep the Destiny point.
Switcheroo with an 8 and a 6.
Oh, I rolled it anyway. I'm going to use the Destiny point anyway because it was that important.
What's that for the first one? That was
Aw.
the first one as well, wasn't it? So.
Yeah.
It was 2 attacks. That's his second attack, I assume.
To be honest, I always forget about Destiny points.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so
fair.
I
If you
shout,
want to do the
I
second
will
one,
be
you can use the
brief.
second to push out.
I will be brief and to the point.
Oh, he fails that too. With that amazing 21 athletic.
Okay.
Give you a
After
big
the-
thumbs up.
I'm not gonna lie, I just thought Akuma was gonna reach over because he's got like 3
Yeah.
point.
It's a giant.
Oh yeah, you're a dwarf.
He's a dwarf
Yeah.
and an Oni.
Against a giant.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And yet, somehow, the dwarf has won.
He's
Yep.
got his ankle. He's got his
It's,
ankle.
it's that old
He's got those
dwarven
leaps.
versus giant hatred. Dwarven v giant
Yeah.
hatred, Chris.
Yeah, both for hate.
Yeah. as I think that more than succeeds at the skill challenge. As you manage to push Akuma back and kind of letting Zormir finish. Zormir, you have managed to maintain your concentration, so you continue through the spell and don't lose it from just the sheer abundance, as suddenly you find yourself stepping out of your body.
That's a bad sign.
Mhm.
As almost like you're astral projecting, you step out into this grayscale world. Your body still chanting, still weaving their hands through the air, still doing the ritual as if you never left. But suddenly you find yourself, your mind clear as you stand in this kind of the ethereal realm of this cavern. But while everything seems the same, if Gray, your allies seem to be kind of holding Akuma off, who seems to be trying to get to you, Izami seems to be kind of clutching at her, imagine her shoulder, arm, or wherever the tattoo is placed. Abigail just kind of in a defensive stance with a weapon, clearly not trusting the giants, kind of hovering over Alvina, who seems to have tripped over something. Actually, one second. I need a mini. You see what appears to be a figure standing in the corner, watching you, hovering just ever so slightly above the ground. I'm gonna use this one here, this mini here.
Oh no, it's the final boss of Organization 13.
As you look over, and you see what appears to be a night elf woman with long dark blue hair that almost seems to sparkle with the star. Well, you have no idea what stars are. With these glowing lights among them that the players would recognize as a nightscape scenery. This flowing cloak with arcane particles floating around her in a dozen different colors, and a crown weaved of arcane glyphs. Her face is narrow and pointed, very elven with this pale lilac skin. Her eyes seem to stare beyond you. You can see almost a flame behind them as she watches you silently from the corner. What would you like to do as you stand in this ghostly form in the ethereal realm, watching your allies kind of in slow motion move around you, everything kind of slowed, yourself, your own body kind of incanting the ritual? What would you like to do, Zormir?
By the great arcane, what is going on here?
She tilts her head at you, staring at you, looking back at the scene, looking back at your allies. She doesn't give off any hostile intent, more a curiosity, an intrigue.
Hello there? I'm gonna insight her and see if I get a reaction. Get a reaction out of the directing a question at her.
She stares at you for a moment. Go ahead and give me an insight check. She seems partially confused, as if she herself doesn't know why she's there. And after a moment, if you just watch her, the kind of slow motion scene of your allies fighting with Akuma, or kind of holding him back around you, unfolding, she finally kind of opens her mouth and speaks in this voice that is almost like dried paper, but laced with ink and knowledge, and in a dialect and language that you are unable to comprehend, almost like kind of rustling and the whispers of the world speaking to you. You get the idea of concepts and pictures and ideas in your head, but they seem disassociated or disconnected from one another. You're unable to determine what she's trying to tell you.
My dear, they're a bit too fragmented for me to understand you. If you could be a bit more concise.
She pauses at this and kind of looks down at herself and at you and brings her slender arm up to rest beneath her chin and ponders.
Turns out she's just speaking Elvish.
Oh, she's definitely not speaking Celestial, Common, or Deep speech.
She is not. She does not seem to be speaking any language known to mankind.
She's speaking the greatest language, math.
I quickly point at myself. Armor, chains, pointing at the chains and pointing at a few of the objects around the room, giving her a reference to concepts that I have within range and ideas.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
You attempt to teach her.
Armor.
Teaching a god.
Chains. 19, not bad.
Oh. Zoma's a good teacher.
She kind of watches you and almost silently mimics the words you're saying as you point to each one. Chains.
What?
Armor.
Oh, chains.
You think she said jeans?
I thought I heard. Sorry, I spaced for a sec. I was looking at another thing and I thought Chris said James.
James. Fair enough. That's fair.
Magic. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Zormia. I am an artificer. I am trying to complete a spell, but I don't know what this is.
Who am I?
Oh god. But why is Alvina not there to just make up a random name for this incredibly crazy powerful being?
A ritual woman? Maybe?
I'm gonna just say friend.
An ally? A friend? Someone who... A witness?
Oh, witness! A witness!
Me!
I can describe it all.
Someone to give my last rites to.
Would I noticed any of the arcane round her? Or something like
yeah, you'd
arcanite?
notice the arcane particles that seem to just kind of float around her in her presence, almost like little trails of dust caught in skylight.
I'm just gonna say, well, the arcanite lady. How about that?
No.
No?
Oh.
You suck at names, though, man.
Jeez, man.
The Arcanites are not me, and I am not them. That much I know. The witness. Yes, that will do.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Okay.
For I have witnessed, and I have seen, and that is all that I crave now. Do you know what you call this feeling? This itch and desire to know more, this thirst. What am I? Who am I? Who are you? You are Zormir.
You're somebody having an existential crisis.
But what is an artificer?
Someone who combines the arcane and the physical into one thing.
The arcane. But you are limited by so many rules that those that have come before me have laid out. Why must you have Arcanite to interact with reality? Does not seem unfair?
I do tend to agree with you there. I would love to make newer and better things, but I lack the materials.
Because they deem it so, and they have withheld it from you, much like all the other powers in this world. Is that why I'm here? She stares up and looks off at the distance.
Maybe.
I am not alone. My siblings, they are waiting. I see.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No, I am not yet born. I am but the concept before. My siblings are not yet born. Not while the existing powers remain.
God.
I cannot be while so many rules bind me. But something new has occurred. A change, a future, in which the rules may no longer exist. A new, destructive force to reality that may unbind the powers that be and set upon a path new creations. But we shall see. We shall see as the world unravels and destiny tells its tale. Goodbye, Zormir. For now.
Bye. And I'm guessing the astral form gives a bow. And says, I hope we meet again. Maybe.
You find yourself, the world speeding back up around you as you're pulled into your body, the ethereal world kind of vanishing around you, and the world speeding up as suddenly you're in there. You can feel the heat coming off the golem. Azami kind of down to one knee now at this point, bracing against the pain. The point somehow tackling Akuma and keeping him back. As you find yourself at the final last incantations of the spell, and as you finish them, kind of just letting them slip through your mind before your consciousness have fully caught up, before you fully realize what's happened, the spell completes, and an explosion of arcane red particle washes through the room. A natural phenomenon at the completion of a spell that you are very familiar with. As Akuma kind of settles down, stops pushing against the point, the giant that you look over now and see that Lou Grimm is now just lying across the giant. Heat rising off the both of them. Has now settled down and is now lying there. And Izami kind of takes deep breaths. You can see Alvina kind of just collecting herself back up. Abigail kind of relaxing her defensive pose. Drax just watching, just not helping whatsoever, but just enjoying the show.
Akuma? I think you should be able to command the thing now.
As you look down at the giant, and as the red Arcanite begins to kind of settle down, its glow turning back into just this mute red, you see the purple Arcanite embedded in its skull kind of flash with a light, almost like bulbs turning on, and there's a soft glow coming through the purple Arcanite. As the golem pushes Lou Grimm aside and sits up, and then does nothing else.
After that, Lou goes, I guess it's safe enough to get off now.
You're on the floor. Nice job, Lou. I pick you to your feet.
Cheers, Alvina.
Artificer, is it done?
Yes.
What? Oh, you didn't tell me it would burn so much.
This is new to me as well. Something a bit different happened here. But the spell is complete. You should be able to control it. I'm sorry if it caused you any discomfort. I mean, this is a bit new to me as well.
You
sort of kind of lost
You
it.
swear upon your head that I might eat if you lie to me?
I would
But you
lie.
did not know this would happen. You have hurt my sister, you know.
Okay, Azami. Give her
I'm
a pat on
fine.
the back.
I'm fine. It was just a little bit of pain. We knew there'd be risks in this, but we have to do this for Izzy. Thank you, Zormir.
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, Akuma, well, you know we didn't offer because I volunteered to actually have one of these on me. I'm gonna be honest, if I know it hurt that much, I probably wouldn't have.
I
was thinking this kind of obviously would stretch this a little bit. But is it possible to use like the detect thoughts, encode thoughts to like take their pain?
No, that's fine.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Like, can I help
Pain
ease
is a
that?
memory.
Can I just like sort of like suck that up into like a little silver thread and then kind of like yeet it into a void, essentially?
That's kind of cool.
Yep.
So yeah, they kind of see like it's almost like a red tinted silver. Like you can see sort of that aura of red sort of twisting around it as it's sort of pulled out. And I would make sure that like that one's visible. So like, you know, they know it's happening, but at the same time it's only because that benefits me to know that I'm helping them.
How long do they last? Out of curiosity.
They last for 8 hours, and then I have to like essentially they either get dismissed just by the spell ending or by me like sort of stucking them in.
We can't shove them into another creature then. Never mind.
I can technically. Detect thoughts works in such a way that I can allow someone to use it. If I use detect thoughts to either give them it or modify memory also works. So basically any spell that affects sort of thought processes, I can kind of give them a threat.
I think we could weaponize that thought, essentially, but probably not in 8 hours.
Probably not. And as I said, it does kind of stretch the idea because it's not supposed to really be feelings. It's supposed to more just be information.
That fucking hurts, the information.
Yeah, pretty much. I just kind of want to just take that away a little bit.
Yeah, you can like take the memory of the pain.
Exactly.
Over
I've just realised this is also occlumency from Harry Potter, isn't it?
And then they go up to Assassin will go up to both of them essentially and just hand them an orange and just be like, does that help?
Orange slices.
Yeah, essentially like an orange slice. Just be like, did that help? I've not tried that one before.
We should pause a little. Just eating the orange.
Oranges always
make
make
everything better.
Yeah, exactly. just Assassin pointing at Lou and just being like, yay.
Same brain cell.
Like solemn nod of like, you get it.
Chris, this aside from sitting up and pushing Lou Grim off of itself, this thing hasn't done anything, has it? It's just sat up and is looking straight ahead. It's not even looked around at us. Is that right?
Be correct. Yes.
One of you, Akuma or Azami, you should command it to do something. Stand, perhaps. See if it can stand. Or
shut up! I don't need you to tell me that. Yes, I know. I know how to command a golem.
I would suggest that you don't both try to command it at the same time. It may cause some either.
It might rip its own arms off.
That's fair.
Confusion in the commands.
We should know what would happen. We should know what would happen if you both commanded at once. In the heat of battle,
it may cause feedback as well. I don't know.
No, I think I'm content that unless Akuma's unconscious, Akuma can control this thing.
Right, cool.
All right. Well, thank you, sister. But I would appreciate any. What do you think we should make it do first?
You do a flip.
Maybe
you
more.
should start small. We do not know the limits of its abilities, and it may break.
Yes.
You could tell
Tap
to
dance.
lift the. You could tell, and she points at the this anvil. You could tell just to lift this.
Perhaps walking a few steps would be a good start.
I tend to agree with the professor on that one, at least.
Right. So what? Tell it to go to the anvil, or
Yeah, tell her to walk over to the anvil. Probably a good start, right?
all right? Does it have a name, or do I just call it Golem?
You can name it if you like.
Actually, it would not be better if you just told her to take a few steps from the table, because obviously probably wouldn't know what an anvil is.
I thought it would
I
direct
like-
you, thought
Everyone looks to Zormir.
I
Uh,
like the name. I like the name Adam.
I
I
don't
don't.
believe
Boring.
you.
Get out of here.
I don't believe you need to name your creation, but if you wish to, I wouldn't say anything against it.
Obel. Name it Obel.
But
What? Obel?
Obel.
Why?
What is Obel?
But it's like Cobble, and Cobble's a rock, and it's a stone giant. But Cobble's not
You
a great
suck.
name, so Obel.
Adam's a much better name.
Adam's a shit name. And if you said,
I
and
li-
if you did, by the way, did the professor actually said you suck to Alvina?
No, that was me.
I was about to say because Alvina's gonna throw a table at him if she does.
Adam's my youngest
know what?
brother's name, Wolfie.
I am sorry.
That's okay. He's a little shit.
No, but
I've always been fond of the name Jagger.
something.
Can I make
I've always been fond of the name
Adams.
Jagger.
Now Jagger's like a cat name.
Jagger.
Well,
I mean, it moves. It moves like Jagger.
Who's Jagger? You know someone called Jagger?
Who was the first Noid that was created?
Liberator.
We don't know. There's no you don't know. Why would
Norris.
you
Uh, we do not use the Christian influence here.
know? That's fair.
How about we
Chuck-
call it Liberator?
I was thinking more like Adam Warlock.
Liberator
actually.
Prime.
because it's here to
No,
save.
I quite like that one. Liberator Prime. Prime
Yes.
makes it sound strong.
Prime means the first.
You know what? I'm just
Also-
going to I'm going to get rid of the first part. I'm just going to call it Prime.
Prime.
I mean, I've heard of these strong women. He could, emulate them. Amazon Prime.
No.
Amazing Prime.
Gosh,
I'm-
dang you.
I
I do
mean,
not
if-
understand the jokes you are making.
I'm gonna pick the point up, walk over to the fruit basket, and just put him head first into the fruit basket and walk away.
Fair. That's fair.
The point's like, worth it though.
Yep, definitely worth it.
You know what? I'm going to call it the Prime.
The
The makes
Prime.
it sound official.
Okay.
You share muffled.
I'm with the I am with
three
the
of 'em.
point. I am with the point. We should not name it the
The
anything.
point, the professor, and the prime.
I,
The
Now-
three
you're now
Ps.
the charmed ones.
Uh,
You are now the charmed ones. Just saying.
It's,
okay.
it's to rival the A team.
The P team.
The PT.
Who's gonna be?
I don't want to be part of the P team.
Well, you shouldn't have named yourself the point. Rebrand again.
Eventually.
All right, everyone, shut. This is an important moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back so I get the fully in frame kind of size of it when it stands.
The Prime. Walk over to the anvil. I forgot to take the X off when it came back to life.
It died again.
Sorry, I really thought that was in character. Akuma was saying, "Damn, I forgot to take the eggs."
I forgot to
I-
take the packaging tape off. It's
Yeah.
As with its still glowing purple eyes, it sits up and kind of sweeps its leg over the edge of the massive stone table, stands up, and begins with a small vibration in the floor from the sheer huge size of it, walks over to the anvil, and then just stands there.
I would suggest
nice.
that maybe Azami make a command as well to make sure that everything has worked properly.
Oh, that's a good call. Make sure both connections worked.
No, that's fair. What? The prime? Lift up the anvil.
Does it?
Well, I'm rolling I'm trying an athletics check here.
Oh,
Let me-
okay.
As it kind of bends down, really squats, make sure its back is straight. Got a good.
Oh, you gotta
It has
lift with
good
the
lifting
legs.
posture. As
Muscle
it just
memory.
picks up the anvil and just picks it up as without a single evidence of strain.
Alvina claps.
Hmm.
Nice.
Good.
So fuck you.
Oh, that's good. He's still got the strength of a stone giant.
That's what
See,
an
if
anvil
it-
is as well.
See if
Actually,
it can speak.
It's not a dog.
Hmm.
Yes, because
Uh,
it's
the-
mythical.
The professor does have
sort
a
of-
point. If we are going to try and disguise this into this,
the point has a professor.
the
No,
point,
wait.
the point.
And now the prime's involved. Yeah, no, the professor is getting to the point with the
I
prime.
crowbarred that dog thing in so
what's the point
hard,
the
and no
professor's
one
making?
bit on it.
I tried to bite.
There we go.
The professor disregards you. Like that's I was fully in my mind. The professor looks you up and down when you say dog, and then just looks away.
Yeah, that's what people
he's-
tell dogs when they tell them to do things. They tell them to speak. They bark.
I mean, if we're going to try and make this a ruse for your stone giant to get close enough for us, or to get infiltrate, maybe seeing if you can mentally command it to speak. Simple phrase.
Or ask it if it has a name or had a name in its previous life.
That's boring. Ask it what 2 + 5 is.
Do you
Is
know
this
what 2
something
plus
you
is
just
5?
really want to know?
Of course, it's 20.
Clever girl.
No.
I did the maths. It checks out. Assassin's just completely
Mm.
lying. Like, yeah,
No.
it checks out. It's correct.
No.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
And also, dogs are real, like Alvina said. Yep. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zombier
Yes,
had
dogs
one.
are real, but
Yeah,
Mm.
you're getting in on the vet. Good job, Dr. Zormir. I mean, yeah, dogs are real.
No.
what?
Dog-
What do you mean?
dogs-
Do you not have dogs here?
Yeah, Zombier had a
No.
dog back. Didn't you have a dog back in the city? It was like your police one or something? Whatever you
so
did, guard dog.
They had police dogs on patrol and
There are
things.
no such things as dogs. Next,
You
you'll
don't
be
think there's
saying,
such a thing as a dog?
Oh.
Is
no,
this one
of
of those
course
things
not.
where you call something something and it's actually something else?
You know,
Do
four
you
legs,
mean-
floppy ears, fur. Kind of like a wolf, but happier.
Ah,
Yeah.
bears.
I've seen
Not-
them in
not an
books.
owl,
They're
Professor.
adorable.
No,
What?
bears.
Wait, and
Oh, I thought you
Wait,
said
wait.
an owl.
anyway, what we're testing to see how effective the
We
prime
will-
is.
we will- No. This dog thing is clearly important to Alvina. Please.
Ollie was just testing
share.
out brand new life. A whole new fucking Frankenstein being has been summoned behind us, and right now we're arguing the semantics of dogs. I love this.
Whether
Like,
dogs exist or not.
No, the professor's trying to shame Alvina into being embarrassed. Clearly, it's not working.
Never
No,
gonna
no,
happen.
no,
That hasn't worked
yeah,
on any of
yeah,
us, let alone Alvina.
I think
No.
at this,
Uh,
I think
Alvina
at
has
this
no
point,
shame.
Assassin is like dragging Alvina to the side to explain how dogs work, and as the rest of the scene's going on, and Alvina's just explaining normally how dogs exist in their world, etc., etc.
Yeah.
You're just hearing over the top of just Assassin screaming louder and louder, "What?" as the rest of the stuff is playing out.
I mean, it takes Abigail with her because she assumes you'd be interested as well.
As Amy kind of looks over at Alvina, I mean, if we're gonna use this thing, it's supposed to be powerful to take down or save Izzy from the Oni King. Maybe we should test how it does in battle.
I immediately shoot it.
That's how resistant it is. We know it's strong.
I immediately pull out Peridot.
Yeah,
What?
Not deploying yet, but
immediately I would like to shoot it, if I may.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll. was gonna say, I thought that was a 56 to attack. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
You can see the roll.
Alright,
It
he's
is-
whispering all other stuff.
Oh, sorry. Damn. That was a 56 on a Wand of Wonder. That's a darkness spell. This thing needs to go back into the shop.
Damn it!
Didn't even
Guys,
attack
I'm in.
it. He just put it into dark. Nothing seems to happen.
Alvina just
It
goes.
just stands in the darkness.
Alvina just goes. Give me a second. Assassin. I'll get back. And Abigail. I'll get back to the dog conversation.
No, we need
Ask
to
if
hatch
it can
them
still-
right now.
I'll be back in a second. And
Like
Alvina
grabby
just-
hands as Alvina walks away.
Can we not damage it so much?
That's why I'm gonna just punch it.
Fair enough.
Ask if it can still see us. Ask if it can still see or feel our movements through the darkness. It would be wise if we could launch a sneak attack on your king.
Kuma looks at Zami. The prime point to. Now I know, as you've said, it understands concepts, but I don't think it understands names yet. So I guess point to the Hydras.
We cannot see it.
They can put his arm out.
Well, I guess if we have it keep pointing at the Hydras and then you drop the darkness, we'll be able to see if it was pointing at the
Wait.
Hydras.
Darkness is what? 20 feet?
10 feet, isn't it? Oh, is it 20? I thought it was
Yeah.
10.
So it extends 5 feet beyond it, basically.
How big's its reach?
Probably 5 or
It's a
10.
huge creature.
It's because some huge creatures have 10-foot reach, not all of them though. So it's
Its slam attack has a reach of 5 feet.
5 feet. Ah, fair enough then. His arms are quite long enough.
Still a baby.
And it's holding an
Apparently
anvil
stone
right
giants
now.
just don't have a reach. But would you like to
second
lower the
biggest.
darkness or have it do something else? Your guys' choice.
I'll drop the darkness.
As you drop the darkness and the prime returns, you see that it is pointing to the Hydras.
Ooh, it can see in the dark.
Ooh.
Let's try
Or
it.
it's just got object permanent.
It's glowing purple Arcanite eyes in place of where its actual eyes are
Yeah.
supposed to be.
So Alvina's walked up to the giant. How big, tall is it, roughly?
It is about 14 to 16 feet.
Okay, so it's about twice Alvina's height. So she's gonna punch it in the gut, essentially.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll. And also, what is 15 on the Wand of Wonders, which will happen after the attack roll.
I think that's
This'll
the delayed
This will basically be.
darkness, is it
I'll-
not?
I'll use the strength check because I still, for some reason, don't have unarmed attack on my default character sheet. So
That's fine.
25 to hit.
25 to hit.
Yep.
Ooh. Now, I'm going to assume this thing just naturally does everything it can for self-survival, even though it hasn't been instructed. During the damn ritual, god damn it, they put the golden orb into its forehead.
Oh yeah, you should.
It's got a gold arcanite bauble on its forehead now. Great.
Okay.
We didn't forget that vital step to animating the damn thing.
Is it like a third eye, like in that dead center of its forehead?
Yes.
Cool.
No, it's just some bling it has.
It's got a
And it-
chain around its neck.
And it still
But
has
as
the
you
void
punch-
arcanite spikes sticking out of its face.
Yeah, it's only got the base of the spikes in it because the spikes are going in its eyes through its skull.
Mhm.
So it just has essentially like ruby or like glowing purple gem eyes with the gold arcanite orb just in its forehead.
So visual.
As you attack it, suddenly a tear in reality opens in front of your fist, and you find yourself connecting with your own face. Roll for damage.
It's not. It's a unarmed attack, so it's a set damage for me.
Apply set damage to yourself.
I just took 6 damage. I took 6
Oh.
damage.
I'm assuming a 25 hits you.
Oh yeah.
Then apply damage to yourself.
Yeah. I take 6. and
That would be the Void
works.
Arcanite.
Professor applauds sarcastically.
It works.
The point just shouts over from over there. So, why are you hitting yourself?
I don't know. Why are you hitting yourself? You should do that again.
Akuma,
You should
I think
do that
the
again.
Void Arcanite's working.
That is definitely interesting.
Big grin on Alvina's face, just thumbs up.
Try it
And then
with
she
your
walks over,
sword.
and then she starts walking over to the professor, fist raised.
Void Arcanite defense.
I'm
Yes,
an
it is
easy
working, isn't it, sister?
I'm
But
an
let's
easy target.
really test this out, right? Let's who is your strongest Noid fighter here?
Me.
I was about to point at you, yeah.
Like
I was about to point at
instantaneously,
you.
me. I am the strongest.
Now this I would
mean-
like to see.
I mean,
I
I
agree.
I could turn into a giant ape.
Squish.
Actually, that would be a very good one. Have it fight the giant ape.
No. Assassin is the strongest.
So no,
They
it's
have
still holding
volunteered.
the anvil above its head, or like I guess
Fight
like
the giant...
in front of it.
You might
Yeah,
want
I'll be
to
up.
put the anvil
Can I
down.
nudge you forward with my foot?
Yeah.
Nudge Assassin forward. Go on.
Yeah,
You
I
talk
can do
a
it.
big game. I
Yeah, I
believe
do.
in you.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
pick up...
I can.
I'm gonna
I'll
pick
do it.
Assassin up by the scruff and just like
Hmm.
as they're trying to run over. Like, no,
No, let me fight them. Let me.
no. We'll have
No.
you turn into a giant ape and he'll fight it.
But
So,
I could
fuck-
do that
fuck
if I
you,
wanted
Arsenal.
to.
Fucky starts walking over towards the giant, cracks his knuckles, and as he does so, his arms just lengthen. And his torso lengthens. He just starts growing into his giant ape form.
Yes,
See,
yes,
there's
this'll do.
evolution.
The Prime! Knock that ape out! And as he says so, I'm going to need the Prime and Fukyu, and this should go to anyone else who wants to, like, throw shit in at the sidelines. Roll me initiative.
Assassin's gonna sulk for the entire fight. Like, I could do that. Like, any single time anyone does anything, it's like, I could do that, but I don't want to, but I could.
So I'm
could if I wanted to.
Alvina's gonna
That's
go
the
back.
That is the exact energy I'm emulating, James.
Yeah, no, I
Full Greg
picked
energy.
up immediately. I picked up immediately. Just throwing a goddamn ball with your stupid kid. Love
Alvina's
that
gonna
song.
Alvina's gonna go back to instructing the assassin and Abigail about the existence of dogs.
Yes.
I could have made things slightly easier. Ooh, 21.14.
yeah.
Could I do True Strike before anybody else does anything?
Well, you're probably going first in initiative, man.
I've not rolled yet.
Oh, sorry. I was
Fuck you, not Luke Grimm.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
read out 21 and I
I just
thought,
looked
oh,
at
yeah, cool, he's got
21.14.
21.
Well, let's see how high that initiative is. Roll for initiative. It seems your allies aren't exactly waiting around. It looks like both of them are
I'm
eager
not
to
gonna
get
be
into the fight.
first.
That's also my monkey initiative as well.
Yeah, you're right. You called it. You called it.
Before you even comprehend, like just as you're about to like say, "Hey, Gat,"
What's
these are
happening?
already fighting.
Yeah.
A full round of combat has occurred before you go, oh shit, oh
Yeah.
damn, oh damn.
I've got a +0, so I knew you couldn't beat 21.
Yeah, you physically.
Therefore, I'm
couldn't
not
beat
going
it.
first.
You physically couldn't have beaten that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it back its reaction as we're starting initiative. Fukyu, go ahead and you have your first turn. Let's see if you get a couple punches in here.
Yep. So Monkey Man makes 2 fist attacks. Fists him twice.
It's why I'm genuinely
Oh.
curious if it's got.
Oh, for a crit!
I even see it. So
There
Yeah.
it is. 29.
What damn?
this is where it does turn out to just be a normal golem and be immune.
Yeah. So that's 39 on the first punch.
Well, that would be 39, but I gave it back its reaction at the start of its
Ah.
turn. Well, I gave it back its reaction at the start of the initiative just because I want to actually fully test this thing in combat.
Yeah.
Which means
Fisted yourself.
Yep.
a tear in reality opens up as it uses its reaction that it just got back to redirect that fist straight into your own monkey face.
Okay.
Does a natural 20 hit you?
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Does it hit your AC of what, like 14?
12.
12!
Even better.
So, yeah, that hits me, and I will take 39 damage on my monkey form, and then I'll need to roll a con save.
Oh yeah, you just break your own concentration immediately.
Can it actually make that?
It's got a good con.
It's got a good con.
Yeah,
Plus
it needs to roll
4.
a 19, so you need a 15 or higher, naturally. 75%.
Alright, let's have a look.
There's a 25% chance it works.
16.
Nope.
Oh, man.
Ah.
Just didn't work.
And
Oh,
If
nice.
only
Sure.
someone could flash of genius him.
yeah, sure.
None left.
Or maybe not.
Is it not recharge on short rest?
Nope. Long rest.
Ah, shame.
No, it's long rest, yeah.
Fair.
And yeah, so my giant ape form goes down.
You just knocked yourself out of monkey form. Wow.
You just... Oh my god, that was... Yes, knock out that ape.
Golub has
It goes
already
to punch.
succeeded before it goes
Punch.
in initiative.
Yeah. Oh, I really
You know,
wanted
I may have
to just
made the
pick
prime
you up
too
and shove
powerful.
you.
Yeah, in that case, fuck you's gonna think, fuck. And then...
You? No,
No,
me.
he's just gonna think, fuck. Because he's a tiny little fucking goblin in front of a giant fucking giant.
It's like, oh no.
Yep, so
Did you
he's
see
gonna...
Akuma at the side, by the way, just fucking like jumping up and down, banging on the table, cheering like a sports presenter? Just, oh yeah, look at that! Oh, the prime wrecked you!
And Assassin has the most like little shit-eating grin as watching just fuck you punch themselves in the face out of monkey form has just like made their day.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
oh yeah, look how strong they are. Look at them punching themselves in their own goddamn face.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to see a giant monster fight, damn it.
So
Hey,
I
hey,
bonus
That's
action
fair.
and get out
Now
of there.
fuck you is hitting themselves.
That's
Hey.
fair. Now tell me more about Labradors.
Yeah, that joke bombed the first time round, so I'm not going to do it this time.
You know what? Comedy is tragedy plus time, I think.
That's called depression.
Ah. So that's what I've been feeling all this time.
Well, we at least demonstrated one
Da-na-na.
of its powers there.
That one power was very good.
Yes, that's hopefully the Oni King is as powerful as you two seem to be, and does
Yes,
more
let us
damage
hope
to
the Omi
himself.
King immediately runs forward and tries to punch it in the chest. I'm sure
Yeah.
they will not see that coming.
I have an idea. I mean,
Yes.
the walls are quite sturdy material. See if you
I
can
like
knock
where your
a,
head's at.
knock a chunk out of the wall.
Yeah, but we don't really want to damage their fucking house.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a lot for me to cut a bit of that stone. I mean, if it
Yeah,
could-
it took quite a lot of strength for me to bite through one.
Yeah, put it another way. If this cave collapses with us in it, man.
If it doesn't collapse from all the giant rock worms, it's sturdy enough.
Whose turn in combat is it?
I
Prime.
bonus action.
Prime next.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
bonus
technically the
action goes
prime,
back out
but
there.
combat conditions have been met.
Oh.
So you can effectively come out of initiative if you like, because the prime has no target anymore.
I'd like to shoot it again.
Yeah, go for it.
Please, like,
Assassin?
cast teleport.
Assassin would like to ask Izumi if the king has any other
Shit, I
of the
cast
gold
Fireball.
crown
Yeah, oh,
things.
Jesus.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Or if that
yes,
one was
that's
unique.
the one I want.
Shit, Lou,
Yeah.
you're in the area.
Like, is it a one-time thing, or does he always have those?
To be
Yeah,
fair, I
that
never
and
moved
Is
myself.
there more gold arcanite? Is essentially what they're asking.
Also assuming that
Yeah, very
Izami-
much.
I'm also assuming Izami is not actually standing in the middle of combat, by the way.
I'd assume
Everyone
most-
back away. So I everyone back away. I point the wand. Fireball.
The fireball goes off first, is the thing, before you have to say that because of random effect.
Well, yeah, I don't know what happens, but the professor just sort of moves forward and just have a taste of this. It's a deck save, which it's going to be. No. Oh, we don't know.
Can I test something?
It's a giant golem.
I have an idea though.
Yes, go ahead. Step to the side.
I want to, and I want to try using the detect thoughts and include thoughts to essentially give the golem a piece of like eldritch knowledge, something that would just drive anyone just a little bit insane. That I just
Why
kind
are you
of
trying to break the toy?
Look, I want to see how well
the
it
people
does
throwing
against psychic
fireballs
damage. I want to see how it, like we got to see how it deals with the mental things. We know it does good physical stuff. We got to see if it can handle the harsh truths of reality. I'm gonna just give it a small existential crisis. It's gonna be fine.
Save.
You tell it that McDonald's chicken nuggets are not actually chicken.
See, the thing is though, any time that someone mentions the like the processed McDonald's chicken, I just think of the Tumblr meme post of "bitch, that's tubby custard," and I can't unsee the meme of "bitch, that's tubby custard."
Yeah, 100% is tubby custard. Yeah.
But yes, it takes the fire damage. It is damaged by the fire damage, but it does not like go berserk from the fire damage.
Oh, good to know. I was actually concerned about that.
Yeah, I'd also like to try giving it the memory of the sister as well, to kind of like and pass on the feeling that Zumi has for her sister onto the golem.
Okay, yeah, you do that.
So like, like a little bit of affection towards this person that they wouldn't otherwise know.
You're gonna turn it into the freaking Yeti
do you give like the full experience of that from Azami?
I can basically choose a section of a memory to give over. So I'm choosing to give over like the memory of the sister, if that makes sense.
But does that include like all the feelings and like desires in that memory?
I think it does, considering like the whole detect that like it collects that in the detect thoughts. So I'm presuming that's what.
Do you want to give that full experience?
Yeah, I want to give like all the feeling and the memory and just like that like warm familial feeling, if that makes sense.
No, that works perfectly, and more importantly,
cool.
that works so well that the Prime, having never experienced emotion, for it as a golem, never experiencing anything or having any desire or any hopes or dreams of its own, is suddenly overwhelmed with this intense love that Izami has for her younger sister and the desire to see her safe and rescue her. And the Prime immediately turns towards the tunnel and just starts fucking running.
I thought that's what you would do.
I'm not gonna lie. This is exactly the plot of Frankenstein. He experiences the world for the first time, and
he is out of here.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I had to give him a Frankenstein art.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
I may or may not have instilled the golem with the same love that these siblings have for their sister. That's a good thing, right?
No, you fool.
I mean look,
flying
look at
after
him.
it.
He's so invested. He wants to go save them right now. I did a great job.
Question. Did you imbue it with directions?
I mean, maybe though if they know where the compound is, they technically, yeah, like it's the whole memory experience.
I just assumed that you did the emotion, so it's just going to charge that direction and keep going.
Now hurry up.
How fast is it, by the way?
If only we had someone who could command it.
Hurry!
Where to put speed? It's 30 feet, so just regular.
Okay, Alvina.
Did we not just ask Akuma or Izumi to tell it to stop?
They can once they cut up, but kind of just the sudden nature of it running kind of catches most people off guard, as it is already kind of round the corner by the time you guys give chase.
Alvina runs, scoops up his army, and then starts booking it, which is a lot faster than the golem can move.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, but Gwen can move faster.
Oh yeah, but Gwen's hiding. Alvina at full
Gwent is
tilt
probably being
goes-
chased by this.
Alvina at full tilt goes 90.
I go 120.
Yeah. But I've
as
got
I
the
fly
person that can
past,
control it.
as I fly past, I'm going to add to the aesthetic as I fly past. Because I don't have dark vision, I'm going to light a torch as I chase it.
Immediately go out.
Yeah. Well,
Immediately
it's for the chasing the Frankenstein with torches and pitchforks aesthetic.
Assassin, meanwhile, just talking to like the little shadow squid and being like, "Come on, you instill one good emotion and everyone yells at you. Geez, never doing that again. Try to do one good thing, and here they are yelling at me."
Technical just shrugs.
Just this little squid like nodding empathetically, like, "You tried, buddy."
Puts a hand,
You mean
skinny
well.
hand on your
That's
shoulder.
the main thing.
If the golem's dashing, it's going 60, so Alvina will catch up to it before it goes too far. Essentially.
Same.
I appreciate the sentiment, but it may have given it too much purpose without command right now.
Without meaning.
Potentially. But Professor, as you technically are the fastest, we'll get the first sight of this, and Alvina will be able to catch up very quickly. Professor, as you turn the corner and catch sight of the golem, kind of just legging it down the corridor. As soon as the golem has even like the most modest kind of stretch of corridor that's straight ahead of it, you suddenly see it blink from its current position
Space warps.
and just reappears all the way at the end of the corridor before it turns out of sight.
How far is that corridor?
500 feet.
Dimension door. I burned. Yeah, I was saving my 4th level for a dimension. I'm following it. Dimension door.
I may have fucked up in a new and interesting way.
Yeah.
You did. This is a unique one that I did not expect. I'll give you that.
I recognize what it does, and I just blink after it, glancing behind at Alvira, and just
carrying
Alvina,
Inzami. Carrying.
Yeah, just thinking for a second. And if a robot face could smile, it would. I blink after it. That's my 4th level.
You out of
All right. While you're doing so,
I have 2 4th level spells because I'm level 8.
Okay.
Do that one more time.
Izami and Alvina, you're able to kind of catch up just as you see the professor also blink ahead and then turn around the corner and vanish, the golem being nowhere in sight. What would you like to do?
Do we see the professor go around the corner at least?
You catch him just kind of reappearing at the end of the corridor, like 500 feet down the tunnel, and just kind of turn out the corner, yes.
You don't happen to know, while I'm still running, you don't happen to know if it can keep teleporting, do you?
Well, I don't know. We've never experimented with Void Arcanite before. It's incredibly rare. Maybe? Wait, where is it going? And also, we did tell Akuma that this wasn't, like, Zormir didn't do this, right?
Oh, Zormir didn't do this at all. That's a fair
no,
point,
but
actually.
Akuma's not going to think that.
That's a fair point, actually. Should we go back? I think the professor might he's either going to catch it or it's going to kill him.
Well, hopefully he doesn't try to interfere with it. Otherwise, it might generally, in self-defense, try and kill him.
It'll be fine. Let's go stop Akuma from going ballistic.
As you return to the cavern, and back in the cavern, Akuma's just kind of like marching upon Zormir. What have you done?
I did nothing. I mean,
At this
he was
point,
standing over there.
Like Assassin was about to tell him, and the moment he sees like the anger of like I'm gonna smash you into a wall, just immediately clams up and tries to look as small as possible under like a table or something. Like I've done nothing. I'm not confessing.
I believe it has been instilled with some purpose.
It's going to save your sister. As Alvina runs back, still princess carrying this giant Oni.
God damn it. We have to go after it.
It can teleport, by the way.
What do you mean it can How far did it get away from you?
Well, it teleported. It was like about a 500-foot-ish corridor, and it was gone by the time at the end of it. So I'm assuming it can teleport because the professor went teleported after it.
Oh. Bugger. I. Can you even feel its presence to control it in any way, Asami?
There's no telepathic. I do get kind of the sense of where it is. Izami, what do you think is best in the scenario before I throttle this one?
It's not
Still
his
looking
fault.
at Zormir.
I wish I could give you advice to control this, but I'm stumped as well.
I think it's working on a rough idea of where it thinks Izzy is, but hopefully it kind of slows down once it doesn't know exactly where to go. I know roughly the direction of where she is. She's at the King's Tower, but
You know how to get to the King's Tower?
Yes.
Yeah. You just follow the passages down this way. There's not really a lot of turnoffs. This kind of whole labyrinth and maze is kind of a singular vein running down underneath the scrapyard. So if you just follow down the left passages and keep going until you will find Oni guards guarding corridors, you'll be at the right location.
Whispering the assassin, I say to them, what knowledge did you install in it?
So I think I know where it is, or at least it's where it's going to slow down. We should get moving now, right?
Yeah, we definitely should. That memory also, I think, contained a little bit of the Oni King, so they maybe have some not so great feelings towards the Oni King too. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I never did anything. You can't prove it.
Everyone mount up. Quick.
We can... Damn it. We can move faster than the whole party here.
If you can get close, you may be able to command it.
That's what we think. But we can also move through the territory without drawing attention. So this is what we're going to do. Me and my sister are going to move ahead and locate the golem before it gets itself into trouble. We can command it and we can ease over any misunderstandings without your presence. If you meet us at the base of the tower, go through the mines. At the base, you'll find an access to up. We'll meet you there with the golem.
Okay. Is there anything hiding the access that we should know about?
No, you'll just have to go through the mines.
Gotcha.
I will trust that you can make your own way through guards and indentured miners.
Yes.
All right, sister, let's go quickly before anything befalls it. This is our one chance.
Guess I'm playing a temporary character next week.
Yes, yeah.
Some miner that you guys find and rescue.
You're right, some random miner.
I can play a
The professor died, did they?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, the professor chased after them, the thing, and just kind of...
Be a Ganassi.
Maybe Ganassi. I was thinking.
Buy a Ganassi.
I'll probably meet up with you guys at the tower with the golem. And
that's my thought, really.
But we'll see. I don't see any story sense in me coming back at that point because the professor has found a kindred construct spirit.
As you are chasing it through the corridors, not quite at the next map yet, it seems to periodically, anytime it gets like a clear visual, it teleports immediately as far as that visual allows it, as it continues kind of beating its way down through these ever so slightly snaking vein-like corridors.
Wow, I was just gonna mess it up a little bit with some psychic damage, and yet who knew? Love truly is the most powerful psychic damage.
Yeah, love causes so much psychic damage. It's sent it on a rampage.
Have you never seen any of the King Kong? Have you never seen any of the King Kongs, Kaylee? Beauty kills the beast. God.
No machine guns on the top of a tower.
So we send the point after them?
As you continue chasing it, you are getting further and further away from your party, to a point where you're spending minutes, 10 minutes, or turning to half an hour. How long would you like to continue following it? And also, I'm pretty sure you can only follow it a couple times with your limited teleportation before it will get out of your reach.
so I've one more 4th level spell, and because I have like the sorcerer kind of what's the I can move soul points into spell slots. I can have 2 more dimension doors, but that'll be me pretty much tapped.
Isn't that your meta magic?
Yeah, basically meta magic. Yeah.
Could you? Do you have twin cast?
No, they don't. They don't have sorcerer meta magic. They only have animancer meta magic. They have the soul point ability where they can transform mana effectively.
Oh no, I was meaning he has the meta magic adept feat.
Yeah, I've meta magic adept.
Do you have twin cast with that?
I do. Why?
Because you could cast Dimension Door again, get in front of it, and just like get to it.
No, that just changes how many targets you can do.
Oh, isn't that damn?
Yeah.
You're thinking of quickened.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Quicken, that's the one that works that. But I know
also,
just one of them does it. I don't play
and also, Quicken still abides by the normal rules of spellcasting.
Yeah,
I
so
thought it cast the spell
can...
twice. I thought it cast the spell twice.
Yeah,
I
can cast it 3 more times. Yeah.
Really good for fighter sorcerer builds though, where they can multi-attack and quicken.
Yeah.
Or warlock.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, yeah, I can 1, 2, 3 more times essentially dimension door. I'd like to try and get in its way first and attempt to talk it down, if I may, and try and maybe not mind meld with it, but it's like some kind of kindred construct spirit kind of thing.
You can attempt to, but I'm just gonna kind of skip over the flavor of it, as unfortunately it does not work. It will only listen to its master, and it doesn't. It will just teleport past you anytime you get in its way.
Thanks, Wolfie. Thanks for that.
What did I do for once?
You stopped me from doing stuff.
Oh, you moved the dragon. I completely forgot about that, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll steal your dragon at some other point. I'll keep it that time.
I'll let you try one more thing before you effectively are going to run out of magic. Is there anything else you'd like to try?
I can't think of. I'd like to cast. Oh, yeah, that'll work. I'd like to cast a major image. Using that'd be my, so since I'm using all my spells to teleport, I would have 1/3 level left. I'm going to cast a major image of the Oni King as he was described, and the tablets, and attempt at that point to make it run, or make it stop, or like a wall maybe. I'd like to attempt to use. Yeah, I'd like to attempt to use some kind of. I mean, it's the only thing.
It has blind sight.
It's blind sight. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I try and keep it far enough ahead of it that it stops then, or slow. There's nothing really I can think to do. Oh, actually, you know what? I will, like a tracking device, I will try and pop my little mini dragon onto, like it's got like a little.
No, fair that. That's fine.
Like a skirt type thing that it's wearing, loincloth. So I'll pop that on, and as I fall further and further back, and it teleports away, I'll just sort of. I can't be winded. I don't need to breathe, so I just sort of stand there in the tunnel, and debate for a second, and just sort of stand there and continue standing, and just begin walking after it, because I probably by now have lost my way. And all I can do is just follow this.
Single tunnel.
I'll just continue walking after it then, and hope that these guys are going to catch me up.
Okay. I can work with that.
Yeah, I can't just let it charge into whatever, because if it gets captured.
Yeah, it was more keeping you in the campaign here.
Well, we'll meet up with these guys again.
James, there's like 3 whole sessions worth of content before you get to the mines.
That's fine.
Unless you want to miss 3 sessions. We're going to go if they catch up with you before the next map.
Okay. Then I will sit and wait for them at the side of the road.
Anyway,
I mean, knowing us, we could probably prolong those 3 sessions.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's-
we could
it's-
probably get
it's-
lost in the straight tunnel.
We forget where we're going, and we just end
With
up
a
like
map.
at Ironcore. Well, actually, or accidentally end up in Ironcore, and we've forgotten anything about the Oni King.
entirely
we
possible.
just
This is
tunneled
an optional
right
side quest to get back to
into
propellers.
here.
Yep.
Get rid of all the soul points,
It's fine. It's cool. I like it.
all my spells.
We're gonna have at
Yeah.
least 2. We're gonna have at least 4 propellers when we violently murder the Oni King, and then we're gonna have to jury rig some other things into the other 2 propellers. I still want a
it's,
flamethrower.
You're gonna have 6. There's 8 in total. You've lost.
Oh, is it 8 in
Effectively lost 2, but
Yeah,
the
that's what I
only
thought
thing
it
that-
was. I thought it was 6 in total, including the 2. Not we had 6 left. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna begin ritual casting tiny huts.
But
while I wait
since
for them.
it's also more convenient for me to have the professor already gone past this next map, actually. Professor, you get to already be past this next map, while I let the party decide how to get through this challenge.
Nice. I'm just
As
gonna
it's a
sit and be
terrain
viewer of the stream.
challenge.
A
Oh
what
yeah,
challenge?
I flew or teleported.
Did you
That's fine.
actually fly?
Yeah, I could fly and I was teleporting, so that works.
I know how to
Yeah.
do the challenge. I can at least get 3 people across.
As the party continues after kind of gearing up, the tunnels are wide enough that you can get a car down there with Gwent. As 2 hydras and a car rumble through the corridors. That's funny. You guys arrive eventually at a cavern that everyone else flew over or teleported past. And I'm gonna let you guys discuss while I have a quick 5 seconds to get water and a bathroom break.
Okay.
I 1 second before you do that, Chris. Very quick. Is that actually 20 feet, like across this bit over here?
I
Yes.
think he's already gone.
It is. Cool.
I really wish I had a sending stone right now to just be like, oh, caught up with
But
it.
yeah, you guys discuss this. I
Got
don't expect
away.
it to actually take you that much longer, given
Oh, yeah.
how insane you guys are. But there you go, nice little fun obstacle challenge for you guys.
80 feet.
No, that's not the important part. Down here's the important part, guys.
Yeah, but it seems like it's a climbing challenge to get along that very, 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 very thin ledge.
That's what hydras are for.
True.
That's what
We do have a
hydras-
horse as well, though.
No, here's the thing.
We,
The hydras have a jump of 20, so they can just leap the gap.
Yeah, but they don't have like suction cup feet. It's
They
not like
do.
they're gonna.
No, they got
Yeah.
lizard
They
feet.
They do, yeah.
They can
But-
climb on the walls
But
and
even-
ceilings.
But even lizards jumping from a craggy cliff face 15 feet away to another craggy cliff face would have to succeed on some sort of dexterity based thing to not fall into the screaming void of blackness. I would
Then we
imagine.
die.
I
Well,
mean, if it has
certainly
if
one
it
of your
has
hydra
spider
might die.
climb and it has a 20-foot, that's just what it can jump on,
Yeah.
like average. That's without a skill check.
That's
If
fine.
if it was like a 50-foot gap, then you can like feasibly
might
say,
struggle.
oh well, it needs to make an ability check. If you
I
have a
mean-
speed or a climb of whatever, then that's what you can feasibly do. You don't have to make an ability check for that. That kind of
Yeah.
is the point.
I mean,
Is
is
it-
there also a roof to this cavern?
Yeah, that's actually not a feat, even factoring in a roof as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I'll
problem-
go,
If,
yeah,
there- if there's a
The problem
roof, it
comes
can
with
just-
the roof is we need to tie ourselves to the mount so we don't fall off ourselves.
Yeah.
That's easy enough.
it's actually fine. We've actually got rope now. Alvina bought rope, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, as well, manipulating yourself mid-flight of having all your legs on one wall, and then your back to the
Well,
next. wall and
that's what we're
jumping
saying.
backwards,
It
right?
might just be there's a roof to the cavern. You can
Or
literally
you could just walk,
Yeah.
walk down into the pit and then back up. Why not?
Yeah.
That'll take so long, and there might be water.
Wow.
Oh, this is what it meant about.
We don't know the
Neil
depth of the
taking
pit.
3 sessions, extending out.
There's also, if all else fails, a couple of people can do that. Alvina can make the jump as well with people. So
Ring a jumping would be good right now.
So the ground's
Um,
probably stone, isn't it? Because I can.
Yeah.
I've got move earth, but
I'd have shipstone.
doesn't work on stone. I thought I did, but I don't.
After. By the way, yeah,
Just imagine you frozoning just ground. in front of
Yeah.
you.
Just dirt.
James, I thought the one spell that would actually probably at least stopped the golem long enough, by the way. Wall of Stone.
What was it? Yeah.
The Wall
I
of
do
Stone was
have
what
that.
it's like. I'm assuming you didn't have that, was the main one. That's
I do have it, I just didn't think of it.
Oh. Well.
Also, it's a 4th level.
Oh, yeah, you were at 4th levels by that point, were you? So.
Yeah, I was doing all I could to just keep up with it.
Yeah.
Only had a 3rd level left.
Shame.
Yeah, my turning into a giant ape was my last 4th level.
I'm in a little tiny hut now, just waiting on the side of the road.
Yeah, Alvina can very easily, like, comfortably make the jump as well if all else fails. Depends really how thin the ledge is. Because we could have, like, the less...
Yeah.
We have the lighter people. Alvina can just, like, throw you across or carry you across.
I mean, if anything, I might be able to take Assassin over.
Oh, you got a teleport?
Both small people.
I've got fly.
Oh, you can fly.
Yeah, but if
Oh, actually,
it also has fly, so can take someone else maybe.
Just put fly on the Hydras.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah, good
specify
point.
that it does. It needs a yeah.
Can you
Well,
imagine
it
flying
doesn't say-
in weight capacity? It's like just
Yeah.
to cast it
in
on.
the sky with
That's what I was looking at. It doesn't have a weight capacity. It's any willing creature. Granted, the Hydras might not be willing.
Susie,
Oh no, they count as willing creatures while they're your allies.
Mm-hmm.
While they are
they're
under your control.
tenuous allies.
No, I just do the thing that they make how the chocobo fly in Final Fantasy XIV. I just tie a cake to the end of a fishing rod and put it in front of its head, and its will to get it makes it fly.
And you cast it on 2 of them, or just the one?
I can. It's a concentration, so I can only do one at a time.
And I can do the other one though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
2 people. Then yeah, just fly
If I
the
were there, I
Hydras.
could twin it.
All right, so I've returned. What is our plan to get past the
Flying
castle?
Hydras with
Flying
diamonds.
Hydras!
Flying Hydras.
Flying
love it.
Hydras.
Heil Hydra.
Flying Hydras.
Albina in the
Hydras
sky.
in the
with
sky.
Assassin
fly
says they have
twice
fly
as
and would like
high.
to fly the car.
Hydras.
I'll allow it
Gwen
when
can
things
just-
have legs.
Just everything flying across.
Gwen
I
can
mean,
literally
the
just
car-
put that in a pocket dimension.
Is the car like treated as a creature?
It's like
Who
a
knows?
summon...
But it has legs and it's weird, and I'm willing to allow it.
It acts in the same way as a find steed spell. It's just find vehicle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like a fey spirit or a celestial spirited.
It grows
Vehicle.
wings.
I feel
Owen
so to
Wilson,
inform you
okay? That's all
that
we
if
have.
assassin is considered a creature, so is the car.
Maybe as they cast it, the wings become tentacly and fly across. It's some sort of horrifying visual.
Oh,
It could be like chitty chitty bang bang.
God, yeah, Assassin's fly is probably, instead of
Yeah.
actually flying, it's just tentacles drop from the sky and pick it up.
Yeah, TR, if you're watching from your long rest, please buzz in and let us know what's happening.
Watching the VOD.
Next time, TR, we need to tell Gwent that the car is just inexplicably all covered in like horrible like mucusy
What's this
goop.
black slime?
And just being like Assassin's just silent.
Oh yeah, because Assassin was going to make a mess of the interior.
Already
Yeah,
has.
this is my plan. I'm planning on ruining the entire car, bit by bit.
Selfina's falling off the Hydra.
Is it because apparently for some reason Alvina's underneath the Hydra at the moment? In models
No,
like that.
Alvina's just drunk.
She can't fly yet. She does get a fly speed eventually, weirdly enough, by the way.
Can't move Drax.
Yeah, but
Drax can fly on his own.
Yeah, Drax can fly.
Rex refused to help you. There was nothing in it for him. He wanted the knowledge of how you'd get across.
Oh, Chris, just to
We knew
confirm,
this and we didn't even ask.
Extreme.
Did I use that spell slot to like major image a thing? Am I marking that off?
No, you can keep that, as you'd be aware that with their 0 eyes, that probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's golden eye. Oh, golden eye. Yeah, it's golden.
No, it has void eyes, because it's the void effect in his eyes. The void
Also
gives him blind sight because they're void.
We did the test run with the darkness, so
True. That's good to know.
They can literally see through space.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
could
they literally
cast
see
standing.
space around them.
They didn't think of that.
Yeah, void eyes.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do your void eyes see?
Could get some soul
Space.
points back. But that's my last spell slot.
I wish I
Oh,
could use
dear.
I could use X.
Completely I'm out of everything.
Pity expeditious retreats on self rather than touch. Because I would use that on the Hydras to speed them up as well.
I mean, flying gives them what, 50 or 60 foot of flying speed?
60.
60. Yeah.
60. Yeah.
You could eventually catch us, if you just fly for 10 minutes.
Wait a minute, are you in the tiny hut?
Oh, I'm in a tiny hut now.
Is that the one that we can see?
It's
I can make it opaque.
Yeah, so it's an opaque dome.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the track, though.
Yeah, I was making sure
So
we didn't just
you'll bump into it.
I was making sure we didn't just miss you partway through.
Or stomp.
Oh,
right.
those guys are taking their time.
A giant smooth dome in the middle of like a craggy sort of cave. Quite noticeable.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was making sure it wasn't like one of the camouflaged ones or like a pocket dimension ones.
No.
Oh, like rope.
I imagine though, if it's invisible, our flying guy's just going smack straight into it.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna power through it.
Yeah, it would be brown. It would be matching the surrounding. I just have the image of you guys just fight everywhere we go, empty corridors, and just going crunching.
Like a dreadnought just flying down these corridors.
I've got rope trick, but that's the second level slot, and I don't have any of those anymore.
It's a second level?
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Did I fly past here as well? I don't remember those orange traffic cones.
No, yeah, you're going to meet up just before this, but this is the next map you go into after the cavern.
Cool.
So Professor, you have set up just like maybe half an hour. No, maybe not half an hour. It only takes you an hour between the cavern to here. More importantly, let's do the passes of time. As you guys are moving down the corridor towards the cavern, trying to catch up with everyone else has gone ahead. 10 minutes turns to 20 minutes, turns to half an hour as you're just in your car and Hydra is coming down to the cavern after an hours of traveling. To a point where it was already kind of approaching midday when you came underground. It's now probably approaching evening time, probably towards that like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock ish kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you get to that cavern, and with your ingenious idea to make everything fly, you quickly cross the cavern after a couple minutes of conversing and maybe back and forth with some other ideas, and you begin moving over the cavern, just even easier, just flying down the corridors at this point.
I mean, flying lasts, what, a minute?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
For 10 minutes, you just fly down the corridors until eventually you just kind of drop back down and continue moving. Another half an hour passes as you're just tumbling through.
A slight disappointment from the Hydras as they both fly.
Oh. I'm giving them dreams of flights now.
Happiness depends if they like flying or not. They're swamp creatures. They might hate it.
Roll for it.
But to be fair, they also are
roll to
of
see
gecko
which
hands, so
one
they're
loves
used to being
flying.
upside down.
There is.
But another half an hour passes. You guys are tumbling through this what seems to be kind of almost widening kind of tunnel, almost kind of semicircular in nature. There's still kind of a little bit of a kind of straight path, but the edges of the passage seems to kind of tunnel a little bit, kind of curve. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Kind of curve a little bit, almost like you are going through almost like a vein or something.
Oh, our guts. Okay.
Yeah, you're in Titan guts. All of this is apparently the body of a Titan. Yeah, and this is his his muscles or muscle stone. Yeah. That's why it's so strong. It's his muscle ligaments.
He lifts.
As you guys are continuing down, you eventually, before this scene happened, you, I believe, spot the professor. You said you could see the actual hut. Describe what the hut looks like.
So I love flavoring tiny hut as an actual hut. So some people might have an actual wigwam looking thing from the outside, or an actual little kind of, even though it's a dome, it would have like red brick. So the professor's one looks like it's almost well, it's built for stealth, but as you get closer, you can see sort of, even though it looks like the rock around it, the rock is all sort of cogwheel in a cogwheel sort of pattern, so it all interlinks and has the network of like ore that runs through the rock looks almost like copper piping as you get close enough to closely visually inspect it. So it looks like the internal mechanisms of some kind of machine.
As you see all this, as you come, and I imagine slow down a little bit, just kind of taking it in. Now, I don't believe the party has ever seen your tiny hut unless you used it in the settlement.
I would have had no reason to.
They've seen fuck you's tiny hut.
You're aware of what a tiny hut is, but it's more you aren't aware of the aesthetic that this one belongs to the professor. And I don't believe you can see the professor, but the professor can see you. What would the party like to do as they kind of catch the first sight of this stranger's hut?
Alvina's gonna point an arrow in it. Alvina's gonna draw a bow, point an arrow. It's like, we want to find out who it is, right?
Well, from a distance, it does look like rock, camouflage rock, ish.
Yes, but that's fortunately, Tiny Hut cannot make a stealth check, so Alvina sees it.
Yeah, people are perceptive.
Well, how about if the arrow goes through, it's the professor's. If the arrow doesn't, but aim somewhere at the side, maybe.
Nah, because if it misses, it won't notice. Let's get it towards the center, but it'll try not to hit him.
Good.
How about...
The point will just shout.
There.
Professor, if you're in there, stand back.
I'm towards like mid, like headish height.
I'm definitely midway through a long rest because I'm not expecting these Chucklefucks to catch up.
Fucky's just standing, watching it. What they're doing, knowing full well what's going to happen.
Ricochet.
Yep.
Ricochet.
What do you think Alvina's doing with her longbow? Which is a very long
arrow
range.
ricochets off it, sending a little dink through the corridor.
Can it hit back at them?
It's 120-foot range, I think, or maybe longer.
Yes, and they are proficient and are well aware of knowing how to fire a bow.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't somehow ricochet directly back at them. Unfortunately, your hut is not a monk.
Yeah.
Can't just go. I throw the arrow back at it.
You have successfully confirmed the hut is not a mimic.
It's not a mimic. Okay.
Note to self: mimic monks.
Mimic monks.
Mimic tiny hut. Mimic tiny hut.
Mimic tiny hut. Let's just call the house
mimic tiny hut monk.
Mimic tiny hut.
Mimic tiny hut. Mimic monk.
This is getting to an anime title now. Fuck you. Do you have anything fun?
Fun. Let's have a look.
You have a bomb, is what I'm basically saying. When wondering if you'll bring it up and I'll throw it at it, it'd be very fun.
Oh yeah, I got a. Well, it might be a bomb. It's like big. It's like an orb filled with fire.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah?
No.
What do you mean no?
I see it.
Fuck you! Pull it out the bag of holding.
This could completely block our way.
He's not gonna give it to Alvina. He's just gonna hold it.
I know, but Alvina also has the same link. Does it count as it seeing it, or do I have to touch it for me to have the save if I've already got an mimics thing?
I thought it was for seeing flames that it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it takes like at least like an actual like couple seconds of looking at it and like the eye to like kind of swirl round and conjure itself in your presence. If you're only just kind of like quickly showing you, it doesn't quite have the same effect.
Gregor, go knock on the damn dome. I'm gonna try and command my one to go forward and just pummel a paw on top of the damn thing and see if it wakes up whoever's in there.
You do so. You just get a knock on the dome. Professor, you can see out of this, and you're also have a sentry mode, so you're aware of what's going on, and you can see the party knocking at your door. What would you like to do?
I'm 2 hours into a long rest, and I'm just sort of standing there, light blinking, just doing my sentry's rest. For now, if it's Gregor that knocks.
Yep,
it is Gregor that knocks.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's rebuffed.
No,
You find yourself knocking at them.
If it is the professor, he's clearly ignoring us.
Okay, let's leave him.
On a cogwheel.
All I can think of, James,
it's in the middle of the tunnel.
Because you've done brag, all I can think is Matt Berry. There's someone at the door. There's someone at the door.
Oh.
All right, so as the party moves on, I'm just confused by why they found a random tiny hut in the corridor. They squeeze past and continue their journey down.
I would tell them, yes, come inside.
Oh,
yeah, that's not what you told me just now. You seem to be asleep right now, having a long rest. So everyone just moves past.
Oh no,
we can't. Rules is written. You can't actually go in there once it's made. Anyone that can go into it.
People.
Yeah, but they need to be inside the hut at the time.
On casting, yeah, with 2 hours late.
If anybody exits the tiny hut before the spell ends,
they're locked out, basically.
They're locked out.
Then they'd be able to go back in and out.
The only
if
person.
The caster,
If the caster leaves, it goes away.
Yeah.
Damn. I thought.
Yeah, I guess we just.
Nope. Learn your spells. More importantly, there's no benefit to you doing this. Just play along with the party.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that means you drop the tiny hut and continue with the party, and they don't just leave your ass behind.
Just leave it.
Let's say the point we'll play the song we played back at Salvage as they're walking past. Just say, we're here. If you recognise the song, come with us.
When you cast the spell. Oh. Yeah. Damn.
It's out to balance it.
So you're not playing like when the Saints go marching in?
No, it's good. Do you hear the people sing?
You just keep marching past the hut. It's like, well, nobody's in.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
He would have heard me say if the professor's in there, he's clearly ignoring us and just staying in.
Yeah, we just let me go. Well, guess we're leaving then.
Just playing stupidly loud music.
I'm trying to rest here.
Oh,
I thought you would take longer to catch up.
Why?
Oh. Why would you think such a thing?
Because you can't fly. Like I can.
You can.
You can.
Oh, well, I misjudged your abilities then.
More importantly, Professor, it occurs to you that since you have sentry mode and while you're resting, you're still aware of your environment if you would like to be.
Mm-hmm.
You have been paying attention to everyone that's come past you. And at no point did the Onis come past you.
Oh,
I did wonder about that. Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's not a plot hole. It's deliberate.
Yeah.
Where are Akuma and Azami?
They flew off ahead because they can get the golem less conspicuously than if we all just rampaged in. We're going to meet them at the base of the tower.
If I had eyebrows, they would raise. I look back up the tunnel, and then back in the direction that we're supposed to be heading. It's all just one single tunnel with no branches, right?
That is correct.
There were a couple of branches at that.
They left before you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I carried Azami for a bit, and then we ran back, and then they flew off ahead, yeah.
You know,
I have a theory as to why they did it, but I don't know if Alvina's smart enough to think of it.
Very well. I'm sure we will catch up to them. After you, please, Zormir. It is directly ahead, obviously. I followed as long as I could. My apologies, I could not catch. I could not catch the thing.
Hey, you got damn far.
But I did get a good read on many of its abilities.
Oh, did you put anything to keep an eye on it?
That'll be a no.
No,
I did.
Okay. Oh, yay! Nice, because apparently they could detect it. So
as you guys continue on your way.
As we continue, sorry, Chris. As we continue, I'm going to fall into step behind the party and then just point at the point, ironically, and whisper, The Oni did not pass me. You are the first to pass me in this corridor. They did not pass. Oh, sorry.
Where
It would
could
be,
they have
it would be internal messaging. So you would hear, the Oni didn't pass me. They didn't come past at all. You're the first people to come down that corridor.
Is the professor kind of making it clear that this is them talking, or
I would
is it just...
I would tap you on the shoulder as I sort of
Okay, yeah, then yeah,
just
can I reply?
Just to make sure.
Okay. They couldn't have gone invisible like that, could they?
They did go invisible just casually.
They could have, but I would have heard them. Unless they were being exceedingly stealthy.
And it's not impossible they couldn't have.
They could have sneaked past, but I am exceptionally vigilant. I do not need to sleep. You see. And
Looks like you were right. Looks like you were right on this one.
I know. I usually am.
You guys are having that conversation, and it's getting towards the end of the adventuring day. Effectively, another hour passes until you eventually kind of, since you guys are kind of at the back of the party, Alvina, you catch sight of this kind of glint of orange cone up ahead. And the point, as you're kind of messaging the professor, suddenly there's a bit of a headache pops into your mind, a little bit of pain behind your eyes as you can almost hear music of some variety. It's low, it's like a high pitch melody from far off, but it's enough to kind of cause you just a physical discomfort as you kind of scrunch your face. As something seems to almost be kind of calling to you, and as you kind of move down, you begin to feel parts of your body kind of glowing a little bit.
Okay. So it'll be especially the tattoos, I'm guessing.
That is correct.
There's some weird thing up ahead. It's an orange glow.
Tattoos? Am I getting that on my tattoo? Or?
No, these are specific tattoos to the point.
Yeah.
Do I see that standing beside them? And
the point? How well covered are your tattoos? How well covered do you keep them?
The point is completely bald, and they're on his head.
His head is glowing.
You could wear a hat.
Yeah. Could I don't know, pull out like a hat or something from a satchel and just place it on their head discreetly, so they're not looking like a beacon of torchlight in the darkness?
Also, point. Your head is glowing.
That's not happened for a long time.
I like the idea of turning around and going, "Oh, the point, you're glowing," and just like you taking it as like a compliment, and just being like, "Well, thank you. I've been keeping up with my skin routine," and just being like, "No, you're literally glowing."
That's normal for Alvina. Alvina glows all the time. That's perfectly normal for her. So.
Can I get sort of a sense of direction from this, or is it just general?
No, you get a sense of direction, especially as the party continues forward, and the kind of this high-pitched humming melody kind of subsides back into just more of a casual discomfort. It's still there at the back of your head, but it's no longer causing you pain. It was just kind of the onburst of it that caused you to kind of react to it. And as the party continues, you can very much feel that it's coming from the north.
That's it. I think there's something up there. Just past the cones.
Past the traffic cones. Are traffic cones a thing in Alterra? Like.
Yeah, but they're all wood.
They are normally wood. Okay.
There'd be some sort of traffic blockers in the cities. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna call them cones then, or something like that, or blockers, or whatever they would be called in wherever I've been that had them.
Instead of people, there's like a griffin going and then stopping, or some kind of kraken on the stop sign, waving its tentacles.
These ones are distinctly made of plastic.
What is plastic?
You guys have no idea.
I don't know. My cat's convinced it's edible.
I
Cats
believe
love
that's a real
plastic.
world problem, not a
That is a real world problem.
Alterra problem.
But for the sake of wrapping up, as this is where you get to a choice junction, as you kind of get to this cone area and you look up, you see what appears to be a massive black crystal center on top of a slight rise on a little platform. There appears to be broken vassals and pottery all around it. You can kind of catch sight to either side of the kind of faces and head of some sort of jackal-like creature made of stone, just kind of standing to either side, as well as behind the crystal, built into the back wall of this cavern, is a massive face front of what appears to be some form of stone cathedral built into the actual the wall. And you can see two obscuring glass panel windows behind three what appear to be stone giant statues, each donned in stone armor. There's also rubble to the left and right.
Okay.
And as you're kind of looking at it, and the door is giant size. It's about 16 feet to about 18 feet tall. The point, you can feel the kind of almost haunting music coming, and only you can hear this from that cathedral.
The point will just say in my voice, "It's calling me," and we'll just start walking in.
Sure, let's go. Also, I'm going to steal one of the traffic cones.
Yeah, the thing is though, like, I'm like looking around. I'm probably like finding eyes to look at Lou to be like, this is some cult shit, right? Because we're the only two that would really recognize it. Just Lou and I sharing an exchange of like, this is some cult shit, right? Yeah, yeah.
It's like nod of the head. It's like, possibly.
So, as he's walking in, he'll also pull out Merida and start just playing the music he can hear in his head.
Why are you playing music?
Just slightly. Can't you hear it?
I can hear your music.
It's beautiful.
Can any of the rest of us hear it? Can
just the point.
Do we not?
Just the point. Not even fuck you then.
It's magic music.
Yeah, fuck
no, it's not a bard thing. It's a background thing.
It's dwarf. Is it dwarvish music?
Ooh.
You'll have to ask the point.
That's Alvina literally just asked the point. That's literally what Alvina asked the point.
Or is it glamour?
I'm guessing no.
I'm assuming.
Is it glamour music?
What
if
are we
it's
doing?
Dwarvish music, we'd be able to hear sounds.
Sounds almost like a serenade.
Oh.
Serenade.
Do you have a girlfriend, dear? Or a whatever friend? I'm not going to judge.
A partner.
Either and.
No, Zarmir's still standing down there. He didn't move up that way.
You guys go ahead.
He's just kind of like, why are we being off distracted by something else? I thought we were trying.
Just turn up. What now? Where are you guys going? It's clearly not the right way.
Doctor, there is something.
Oh look, Chinese.
Ooh. What are these again? These are the jackal-headed.
Right. These are jackal statues.
They look like horses.
Does it look alive?
Originally, I thought they were dogs.
Jackals are like dogs.
Oh, actually, this can I gesture up to Alvina? Gesture up to the statues and say, "These are the dogs of this world. There are no of what you described labradoodles in this world.
Labradors, poodles, pugs.
Yes, there are none of those. This is dogs.
I want my
I'm just going to point them out as, oh look, there's dogs.
Jackal.
I just want fuzzy boy dreams. Don't take this from me. Let it be real. Don't ruin my dreams.
You can get that. You can look in my head if you like. I've seen plenty of dogs.
But as the party is moving forward and Zormir is not, Drax kind of moves forward a little bit, kind of catches sight of the statues, and then moves back and whispers or telepathically communicates with Zormir. I can't go further with you if you're planning to explore that cathedral there. Those are warding statues.
What are they warding?
Aberrations.
Oh dear.
Susie.
Assassin, as you just like start scrolling through the statues, you see the jackal statues begin to animate and turn their heads towards you and growl.
Oh look, the puppies are saying hello. Like
Yes.
this assassin waving.
They seem to take a moment to kind of sniff the air around you, and then seemingly deciding that you're not aberrational quite enough to be a threat to activate. They are going to return back to their static form.
Can you?
But they're watching you.
Can
They're
they
watching
growl?
you. They've got an eye on you, though.
Can they growl and like maybe bark a bit, and then Assassin pukes up the little shadow squid who like runs out to go join Drax.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's fair.
Like forcibly ejects out of Assassin and just like, oh boy, oh that one was nasty.
When it starts animating,
That's horrible.
Alvina runs up, jumps up to its head height, and just pets it.
You do so. It does not seem to react to your presence.
No, but it squints his eye at Alvina. Like,
So as the point, still facing straight ahead, still walking towards their destiny. But he hears this and he just goes, "Good boys."
Yeah, good jackals.
I mean, we're
Doctor.
never going to get this done if we keep on going off on different paths. I mean, Boy Dark Knight back would have gave us our airship, but for Christ's
This might
sake,
have other good stuff in it, Zone May. You know how it is.
you're distracting too many shiny things, but...
No, I'm not. I'm
Not just
expecting
shiny
exactly the
things.
right amount of shiny things.
Stop shouting down this tunnel.
Why?
I gotta have a word with the bouncer. They didn't let my friend in, and I'm not happy.
Speak to the
friend
manager,
appeared too drunk.
Karen.
Doctor, we should go. If not for ourselves, then for the point. They seem almost entranced.
Can I have a look at these statues, please?
Yes, you can. But as you kind of approach the center, the black crystal begins to kind of glow a little bit, and echoing out in Giant, you hear a voice rolling from behind the cathedral door. And I'm going to assume somebody translates for this, presumably the professor who understands Giant.
Zormir can speak
Oh,
Giant.
it is Giant.
Oh, I can't.
No, you can't.
It's
I'm
just
the only
professor.
one who can. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's Giant. Cool.
Who dares disturb and encroach upon the territory?
Oh, they are speaking in Giant.
Off!
Oh.
As it just kind of delays out rolling their R's.
Okay. Here's
They
the point.
asked-
The point
The
will
Earthquaker!
Ah,
The Earthquaker.
the earthquake.
the point will minor illusion smoke, pose strum. You stand before the point, and I am here to claim my destiny.
In Giant, I go,
gonna-
the point. Gojnorakorov.
Don't you
There
understand
is
your-
no destiny here! Begone, or I shall crush your bones to make my mead!
I translate.
And I will sell the toughest of you to my kin in the mines.
That is a
I do
giant
not-
stereotype
I-
there, Chris.
I do not
It does.
translate. I do not translate that, for I fear that Alvina will immediately rush in and try and attack this thing. So I just translate that first part.
Sorry, I can't speak giant. Can you speak in common or Elvish? I'm really trying to work on it. I'm really bad at languages, though. I'm sorry.
The point's going to keep
Translate
walking.
For Alvina, the Giant is appreciated. Kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm just messing with Alvina now. It's great.
So the point will keep walking slightly slower now, making sure Alvina is nearby.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave Zormir now and try and catch
So-
up. Just
yeah,
catch up
so-
with the point, so I
This
can
is
help.
destiny, but he's not that stupid about it.
It's Destiny, but she has muscles, so...
Yep.
I mean, as you look at these guards, they appear to be almost warrior or soldier like stone giants. They're all kind of standing there in uniform, stance, and position with the stone armor inscribed with giant and primordial iconography, kind of almost like some form of military outfit.
You said they had like a sword each, right?
No, you can't steal it.
It'd be a stone sword anyway.
That's what I was assuming, yeah.
What would stone giant warriors have?
Or maybe like a mace, possibly. Like a maul.
They have
Bullet hammers, yeah.
They have giant rocks they can throw.
I know, but they're the military ones. So I assume they have
Would
That's
not be like a
common ass stone
ceremonial
giant,
sword.
not military stone giant.
Yeah.
Then
Actually,
giant
They have specially carved rocks.
cannonballs. Then, yeah.
No, I was assuming like a maul, because it's like a. I'm imagining it's like it's got to have a melee weapon, right? They don't just punch people when you're in the military.
I'm gonna go
depends
with
on why you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a stone great club, since that's what they traditionally use.
Okay. Alvina will basically grab the handle of one of the great clubs and try to wrench it free.
Yeah, give me a strength check.
Okay. 9. Nope, 9.
These statues appear to be really well maintained. There's no chips or anything, and while the kind of walls of the cathedral themselves, you can kind of see there's a little bit of cracks, a little bit of kind of moss and vines kind of growing in here. The statues themselves appear to be meticulously looked after.
What are they of?
Could
Are they all?
Why
Are they
not
all
have a look at them
identical?
with this dwarven
Of
stone
stone
mastery?
giant soldiers. To you, they all look identical.
To me, they okay. Well, I was just wondering if they all like had different facial. I don't know.
I'm assuming they got full face helmets.
Yeah.
Alvina just goes, yeah, don't think they're going to animate.
Yeah, so the point will stop in front of these doors and just start playing faster and faster, kind of building on top of the song
building
playing
to
in
the
his head.
crescendo.
Doors shut.
The doors are shut, yes. These two massive stone slabs.
Should we have a look
So
for
he will keep
traps on the
playing,
door?
hoping that.
Oh, good plan, Lou. Alvina looks for traps.
Give me a perception check. The point, as you strum the same melody, nothing happens.
Can
No,
fuck
19.
you see if he recognizes the tune?
Ooh, that's a good call.
Go ahead and
That would
give
be a
me
performance check DC by
a history check.
History.
Yeah, I got a 19 on my check for traps.
No.
No, you've
No.
Never heard it in your life
sounds
before.
like a kind of generic serenade, something that you might play like like a low hour or like a dusk hour in a
So
pub,
is
or
it
something you might
is
play
it
out
like
the window.
is it generic? I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Digging a hole.
It's not. It appears to almost be kind of a haunting, like the tale or the kind of feeling of a lost love.
So something by Adele.
Yes.
Holy shit! That's my next bard character.
Or so because he doesn't recognize the song in general, can he recognize like riffs and like sort of chords and things? Like see if there's a pattern that you can recognize and like kind of try to play along.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can do that. You just naturally do that as a bard.
Since I'm standing beside the point, can I? It's a long shot, but I just want to see if it's a possible thing. They have tattoos that were glowing. Are they in a series? Yeah, are they in a series of notes? Are they lighting up in a specific way, like a glitter ball, or like a beep boom boom kind of thing going on their skin?
They appear to be written in a dialogue of
Japan.
Celestial that you've never seen before.
Sorry, what, Chris?
They are written in a dialogue of Celestial that you've never seen before.
Dialogue of Celestial. Well, I don't speak Celestial in the first place, but
definitely never seen before that. But to Alvina, there appears to be no traps, but the door appears to be shut or locked from the inside.
Okay, Alvina's gonna try.
Alvina pushes the door.
He's gonna try pushing it. At least it's worth a check. Like maybe contact on it will open it or something.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check.
Yeah.
As Alvina does this, I'm going to just put a hand on the point's shoulder and say,
Getting nice.
"This, whatever this is, you can manage." And I cast guidance. I believe in you.
Door's locked.
That's impossible.
No, it's not. You get a lock.
I'm gonna cast message back to our friend back here and ask if they recognize the name that the giant gave. Yeah. Both Drax
Given
and...
how generic it is, I'll give you this one for free. Every child under the Stone Mother calls their child the Stone Quaker, or the Earth Quaker, or the Rock Quaker, or the Land Quaker.
There's like notes, do they?
So unfortunately, and with such a generic name, there's nothing of note there.
It's just some guy.
So the point will start to get frustrated here and kind of keep building it up. Just say, I am a vessel of rock, and this door shall open.
Does anybody have knock?
Right, give me a persuasion check.
I knock on the door.
No, the spell knock.
I know, Alvina still knocks on the door when you say that.
You knock on the door and you just hear a slight rumble. With your passive perception, you can actually hear,
yes,
especially as the point is kind of like persuading, you can actually hear like a moment's pause on the other side.
DC-25.
Where you hear multiple higher pitched voices, much quieter and smaller in stature, discussing on the other side.
Oh, hello, tiny people. Can you open the door?
Can I hear what they're saying? Can I crane my ears?
You cannot. The stone is too thick.
Tiny people on the other side of this door. Can you open it, please?
Then can I
A moment
toss my
later,
jump
you
dragon?
hear a reply. There's no tiny people here.
Listen,
This is the home of Earthquaker.
No, you're
They
not.
say this
I know
is
where
the
he
home of
lives.
the Quaker.
I know where Earthquaker lives. It's not here. It's down the corridor.
Why do you keep playing music at our door?
I recognize what's on the point's head.
They ask why you keep playing the music.
You've studied this before, but as you and the point have kind of discussed, this is a dialect of Celestial that does not seem to exist. It's almost nonsense. It's in the styling of Celestial, but it is not any known language of Celestial.
It's drunken Celestial.
Hey, tiny people.
So at hearing this, the point will stop playing and say, please, I can hear it coming from you. Let me be one with the music.
Also, tiny people, you've got 10 seconds to open the door before I blow it down.
Can I say the message to point and tell him the celestial word for open and say that out loud?
Melon.
Does the point not already have Celestial?
No,
The point does speak Celestial, but didn't think to speak in it.
That's fair. With the natural 24, the persuasion 24, they were going to open anyway. I just need to flavor it. As you just finally, the kind of voice booms back out. I see. Then I must ask you one question.
What is your favorite color?
Do you know what
The Muffin
love
Man.
is?
I was thinking the Muffin Man. What was that?
I want you to show me.
What is?
Love.
Love. I want to know.
Just seems to come from nowhere.
Professor raises their hand and goes, I want to know what love is. Looks around
And
at
the
people.
doors open inward.
His wand of conducting.
Yes! 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 I knew that would come in handy. Yes!
Also, I hope you know. I wanna do point for the point again of Destiny point for actually making me laugh, like a laughter ejected from me. For I want you to show me. Like, the only reason why you didn't hear it was because of push to talk from Chris and I, because it was so loud.
I made people laugh earlier, Kaylee. You can shut that shit down. Come on.
Didn't make me cry though. So
made everyone
didn't
else
make it out loud.
Made everyone else cry.
But as the doors open and dusk kind of falls behind it, and you see into this dimly lit, dark, almost kind of barren Scottish like monk monastery, barren nest to it. You see what appears to be massive cogs and wheels in the dark, as well as what is a looming, shadowy figure. But Alvina, with your passive perception, I just assumed you're looking out the door, peeking through first.
Yeah.
There's a slight hollowness to the massive, giant-like figure that almost suggests some form of puppet.
I'm going to shoot something to the Travelers and Trench Coat. I'm going to walk straight up to the giant.
Alvina, pay no attention to that person behind the door.
So, seeing the person behind the door, the point would kneel and keep playing, say, "Teach me your ways."
Alvina walks straight up to the puppet and just like grabs it by the chest and just yanks it down.
Perhaps not desecrate
Alvina, no.
Temple.
But as you do so, you kind of look around, and kind of coming out of the shadow with these kind of red, beady eyes, you see over 24 were-rats.
I shut the door behind Alvina and lock her in.
As that's where we're going to end for tonight.
It's all you, Alvina. Clicks the door closed.
It's fine. What's going to win? Were-rat army or a black hole? Because that's recharged, and that's what I was going to knock the door down with if they didn't open it.
24 rats in 8 trench coats?
Not in one trench coat.
Not just one giant.
One giant trench coat.
It's a
giant pile of rats.
But yes, that's going to be our episode for today. It's alive.
Because the thing we did the thing and it came alive and then ran away. Yes,
you got the point. The title.
I did.
You got the title. Like 4 hours in.
I got friendship with the character, and I got the point of the name of the point of the episode. Yeah,
nice. You also stumbled across the kind of threads of a couple other plot lines running through the world of the mysterious The Witness, as we've come to know them as, and the Cathedral of Earthquaker. What tales and mysteries will unravel next week, we'll only have to wait and find out. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I'm Chris Pingen's DM, and this has been Alterra, the Shattered Altsphere.
Hey! 4 more hours, please. More
good night.
More game.
Night.
Nah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
We love you.